Hello, hello, hello. How are we feeling, everybody? Thank you for joining me for some OSC Championship today. It's going to be a bit of a shorter stream. We only have 4 matches today, but we'll be making up for that with some longer matches Wednesday and Thursday, or longer days. I don't know if the matches themselves are going to be longer, but in theory, Wednesday and Thursday we'll have more series because we're rounding out this tournament this week. Let's take a quick peek over to how things are looking just quickly. So, there is some news to announce right at the very start here. So today, the matches we are going to be having are the following, which is going to be Shameless versus Mana to start us off. The winner of that plays Cristiana. That will be our last series of the day. And then Persal versus Nikaract. That will be our second series of the day. And the winner of that versus Solo will be our third series of the day. Shin has been disqualified from the competition. I have no further news, just that he has been disqualified. So unfortunately he is not here to play, and that means that Kira advances to play against Clem in the upper bracket, and the winner of Persal Nikaract will advance straight through Shin and into versus Solar in the lower bracket. So that will be what happens there, and other than that, let's get into enjoying some StarCraft 2, because like I say, we're starting off with some PvP today in the OSC Championship 13. Let me just turn...
StarCraft?
Nope. Nope. I've got them somewhere here. There we go. I just had to figure out how far down the freaking things are. I've got so many things starting to be built up on this scene. Alright, turn the things on. We'll click start. And let's jump into some PvP to start the day off, guys. It is going to be in the form of Mana versus Shameless PvP. That we'll see who advances through to play Cristiana in this, what has been kind of the PvP gauntlet of the bracket. There's been, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... 10, 11 different Flawless players in this section of the bracket, and now Shameless and Mana remain. The winner plays Cristiana, of course. And, yeah, let's get into this. Wardy Dad on the 107-month resub on the Prime. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for the 107-month resub, guys. As always, if my dad can hit the Prime sub, you guys can as well. So, give those buttons a click as we enter Day 7, the first match of the final week of the OSC Championship 13. As we have in the top left corner of the map, the blue Protoss player representing Team Liquid. We have got ourselves Mana. Goes up against the red Protoss in the bottom right corner of the map. We've got Shameless as we get into game number 1 of this best of 5 series. Another early start for me with the stream. Yeah, it's the wife's mom's birthday. So I have to go out tonight, so we have to make sure we're finished by a certain time, otherwise I get in trouble. So, yeah, we're starting a bit early just to make sure. I mean, we're only doing 4 best of 5s anyway. We probably would have been fine starting at the usual time, but you never know with best of 5s, right? Like, you know, what if the TVT is like 2 hours long, and then the TVZ has like a 45-minute game and some 20-minute games? Like, all of a sudden, then it is trouble. So just easier to just be safe. We start 1 hour earlier today. We'll start 1 hour earlier tomorrow as well. But tomorrow, like I said, we're going to have lots of matches anyway, so it's still going to be a nice, juicy stream. Just got lots to get through, basically. So that's what's going on as we get into our opening game of this best of 5. Looking to see what exactly our PvP has in store for us. Gateway and the Cybernetics core will be coming through. The pylon building up. Probe's on the way through. This probe going to chase around after the other probe for a couple of moments. Yeah, those couple of gateways. We'll just drop into the high ground. So gateways, cybercore, pylon, all of this coming straight in at the moment. The probe looping around to try and see what else is happening here as we take a moment or so. And just get set up into this and see what things will take place. We've got the pylon coming down onto the low ground. We put that down. Stargate, the Adept, the Warp Gate all continue to come through. And we see what exactly will come of this in the next few moments. Just going to be having that probe moving about. The other probe going to be there as well. As well shade down. Just gonna be seeing the probe getting picked away at. Are we gonna be having something after the 4 best of 5s? No, like I just said, I've got to go out tonight, so it's just 4 best of 5s. Short day today. Short day, and that's the best of 5s alone, which is absolutely possible as well. You never know, you never know. I mean, 2 of them are going to be PvP, I guess, but like I say, the TVT and the TVC, they scare me. They could be real long without us knowing. So yeah. Oracle Warp Gate building through. Next is on both sides of the map, so men are going to open with the Stargate, but in the grand scheme of things, we're heading this into just an expansion versus an expansion. Couple of Adepts at the front going to step through as well. That sword goes back. The Oracle will join in to activate and add defense to this. Takes quite a bit of damage. I'm not sure if it really made much of a difference. These Adepts will shade because they would love to get rid of this Stalker, I'd imagine. But there's 4 Stalkers here. I think the 4th Stalker showing up actually makes you kind of reconsider that. I think when it's just 2 and the Adepts can shade, and they might go down, but they have a chance of shading away, sure. But when it's 4 Stalkers, maybe he's not convinced he's going to lose the Adepts super quickly. Then he doesn't have a lot at home defensively if there is still 3 Stalkers advancing to him, right? So I think that was a moment of just probably good realization from Mana. I like the idea of chasing after that Stalker, and if nothing else showed up, then sure, yes, go and kill that one off, trade your Adepts, and keep them busy and so on. If your opponent is showing that he just has more units, it's not even about losing the Adepts, it's just that he has more Stalkers on the map. If he's showing that, then you've got to be careful, because you need to have some units to play defense with. So pull the Adepts back, keep them alive. They can obviously make plays again further down the line, like right now, where they're going to try and shade up into the main. That's going to be walled for the moment. They actually kind of walked into the natural, so they're going to be forced to commit to the shade. However, yeah, I was going to say, it's kind of cool because the Oracles hit the main base, and obviously units on the low ground can't walk up to the high ground because of the fact you've walled off against the Adepts, but then there was just units split across both bases anyway, so Shameless is going to be absolutely fine there. These Oracles don't find much. A couple more probes going down. Mana is already, though, down in workers, and he will trail on the Blink, of course, because he went into the Blink play after the Stargate play, so right now I'd say Shameless is just kind of taking a thorough lead in this game. What I will say, obviously, is that the 2 Oracles, they obviously stay around, and they do get to kind of do a lot. They get to keep on poking, keep on prodding, and throughout this game will continue to deal some damage, so expect these 2 Oracles to continue being a factor over the next few minutes. And that might be enough to kind of draw Mana back into it, right? A worker here and a worker there, the map control they provide, the scare factor of keeping some units back at home, otherwise these Oracles get even more done. These are things that add up, and are definitely, the benefit of having played the Stargate on the opening and being behind in other ways because you've gone into that Stargate tech early. And those 2 probes going down, just going to be seeing gates coming up, the Forge on the way, having a Nexus on as well. Just bringing a little bit of everything up here as we do have the pile on the top. I'm just going to get set up, and Mana wants to take a 3rd base as well. See, Shameless has had a lead in this game. It's showing because he's just going to go straight into a 3rd base on the front doorstep, and he's going to be well on his way to that already, so that's well on the way up. The Hallucination going to go shading over. Nexus, Robo Forge. The Gateway coming up as well, so a lot of that still just coming online here for a few moments right now. We do have this Oracle peeling away over to the right side, and again, Mana trying to keep map control with this. Shameless has the beautiful thing called the Hallucination to keep track of what's going on himself, so he gets to see a lot of what's going on right now. He just gets to keep track of things very nicely. That's going to be obviously lovely for him, having that available to him and being able to just, again, get constant information. At this point, you're trying to figure out, is he going like heavy Stalkers only? Is he looking tech through into Robos and Immortals and so on, and the other tech that kind of comes along with that? You get to ask a lot of those questions, basically. As the Stalkers get in, they will take down the pylon. A couple of probes already going down as the Stalkers continue to chase. Going to blink through. A few probes are going to pull in as well. 14, 15 workers going down. The Oracle still activating. 16 workers going down. Make it 17. And that is going to be some good damage dealt. Damn. Go Mana. That's some awesome damage dealt. However, do we have a lacking army coming out of this? Not really. We traded fine army-wise as well. He's up 41 to 32 workers. 34 to 21 army supply. Everything in his favor right now. And he's just going to pull back. And he's going to be A-okay to kind of continue on in this game. Saturate up this 3rd base. Slight advantage on the +1 attack upgrade timing from Shameless. That's one thing he'll have going his way, but otherwise, every other part of this looks very, very good for Mana, especially considering those number advantages are advantages you can usually press on and push to take more of an advantage on in the very near future, basically, right? So, expecting those to kind of grow as Mana now presses because he knows the lead that he's got, and he wants to, look to make more use of it. I mean, this is difficult for Shameless. He's going to have to come running in toward the main base here. try and deal with this. I'm going to say maybe the Oracle's can stasis ward to give us an easier kind of exit. I'm going to deny one of the only things that Shameless had going his way, which was that he was eventually going to have an upgrade lead. Took Shameless so long to get in position as well that he ends up kind of just... It just takes a while for him to really get over here and to start doing things. And you can see at this point the Stalkers will keep on trading out. We see a few of those Stalker shots still coming down as well. So a few more hits coming through. Just going to end up blinking away here. In the end, Mana gets kind of a lot of damage onto his own Stalkers, so unfortunately doesn't have too clean of a time, but I guess we'll see what happens next few moments. There's a couple probes coming down, just going to be seeing some workshops coming down. Forging the probes still building up just for the moment as we get this all underway for the next couple of seconds, as Mana actually loses the supply lead that he had going for that attack then, so maybe it was not quite as cool and as impressive as it initially seemed. His Stalkers gather, and we wait a moment or two. Probe facility forged, the gates in the Nexus coming about, the charges on the way by. Got this Dark Shrine on the main base just setting up as well. The Stalker's going to shoot, a few Stalkers going the other way. But the Depths are going to gather up there as well. A couple of Depths are trying to shade straight by, so just going to get straight over there. One Stalker going down, a couple of Stalkers going to go down. More Stalkers going down, guys. I don't think I need to keep on saying it. There are Stalkers, and they are going down. Which is very much so the case right here. I mean, don't get me wrong, man, it's still only 12 supply ahead, and it is all in army supply. I will say, like, I say only because he was just that far ahead in the first place originally, but it's kind of crazy that it's kind of fallen off a little bit for him at this stage otherwise. So yeah, that part of this is definitely a little bit on the crazier side of things, as see a couple more Stalkers getting warped in. Prism on the way up, charging the +1 attack upgrade coming through as well. And just have a few now Zealots warping, because charge will be done shortly. Funnily enough, after losing the Forge, Shameless rebuilding and still has a significant lead on the +1 timing, so he is going to still have the upgrade lead in his advantage. That will still be the one thing that he can really look to work with here, and the one thing he will look to work with as the Stalkers head down. There's DTs on the map. I mean, Mana detection-wise does have one observer. It's going to spot these DTs in a second. I think he might have seen the Shimmer because he's kind of chasing them down at the moment. That's a pretty good indicator that he's realized a little bit of something being up. As you see the Stalkers coming through, the DT will go down. Going to be an easy grab and an easy cleanup on that one. Now actually going to continue through and chase after the rest of these Stalkers. We take a couple more moments. Stalkers getting chased, and Shameless is going to say GG. Mana going to take game 1 of this best of 5 in this series. Alright, we're going to jump into a game 2 then in a couple of moments, guys, and keep the games rolling as we continue through the action today. Thank you for joining us, guys. Yeah, let's go and jump into Shameless vs. Mana game number 2 as we work our way into more and more games. We move on by. Hell yeah. Do. Alright, we got everyone here. Let's start jumping in. Alright, let's dive through. Hey, what's up, Ducklins? How you guys doing? Thank you so much for the raid. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Some OSC Championship action today, starting off with the PvP as Mana and Shameless. The good news is that after the day, tomorrow, we might not have PvP for a while in this event. Kind of depends on what the results continue to be, but yeah, we're finally getting through the section of this bracket that has just given us all of the PvP. Obviously, like I say, when so many of the Pros players are dropped into the same half of the bracket, then there's going to be a lot of the PvPs happening. That has absolutely been the case. But we're coming out of that phase now. We're out of our PvP era in this tournament, I think. So yeah, that should be kind of cool. Moving on from some PvP. I mean, it still is possible to see PvPs. It's just we're not going to have like guaranteed PvPs every single like other matchup, basically, which is what's been happening so far in this event. So yeah. Gateways coming up. Simulators coming by. A couple of probies coming through. Take a moment or two as the probe comes over there as well. Just going to be seeing the couple of gates and the assimilator all coming online. And a couple of probes will set up as well, so take a few moments here on Tourmaline, but nothing really too crazy in the first couple of minutes. If the player is... I mean, we're about to see if player's proxy. Mana sends his probe to the bottom right. Is that a proxy probe, or is there something else kind of at play here, or is he just scouting for proxies as well? Obviously, PvP is a matchup where proxies are very much so a big part of the matchup, or to say the least. So, definitely expecting them to be a factor here as well, as we are going to see. Pylon here, pylon there. So both players are going to start proxying. However, Shameless is going to come through here. He's going to see the probe. He doesn't see the pylon yet, so he doesn't spot that it's a proxy just now. Like, he's saying the probe's one thing. Okay, he does find the pylon. Mana is going to obviously want to try and find a pylon himself, so he's going to try and check it down. It's up here. The thing is because Mana's just nearby, Shameless might not find the chance to proxy anyway, even though Mana has missed the pylon. So, PvP at its finest. Proxy versus proxy, or at least proxy pylon versus proxy pylon, but then there's no actual proxy to go from there. You could maybe play a mind game. You could like be like, oh, I'm just going to show you that I never send my probe back, and then I'm actually going to like send another probe on the map. But at this point, I think players are just too aware, and being able to rescout just does not make it worth it. Mana throws a Stargate down into his own main base. So he throws a Stargate down into his main. Gets that set up initially. And we'll see the warp gate coming through. The couple stalkers in that Stargate all coming online as well. So, yeah, a lot of the little bits and pieces already coming by. Those couple stalkers gathering up. And Oracle and warp gate continuing to build just for a few moments right here. Stalkers over to the right side, just going to be coming through, going to poke at that pylon for a moment or so as well. This pylon will take some damage. The Stalker is able to knock through this and put some hurt in for a moment or two. And see where we can go in the next moment or so as well. Just get rid of that, so that pylon will indeed go down. You can see all the Stalkers gathering together. They join up. And we just have our sentry in the warp gate building on the side of Shameless. Bring that straight through. The Twilight Council coming online as well. And yeah, figuring what the next moment or so will be. Should be intriguing to see where that leads us. Stalkers in the center is just going to obviously try and zone out this Oracle, so Mana looking for some opportunity with this Oracle, looking for a chance to try and get something done initially. Not going to find too much just yet. Obviously, Twilight Council on the next is still building through as well, so we continue in with a little bit more of that. The Oracle back into the main base, and the couple Stalkers are going to be there to try and continue pushing things around a little as well. So again, a little bit extra in that regard. Oracle does begin to make its move, and just gets back to the center of the map. Only one kill in this Oracle, and it's only the single Oracle in the game, otherwise Mana has kind of continued to tech through. However, I will say, his Twilight and Forge are very late to the Twilight of his opponent. I mean, yeah, it's meant to be later because you went Stargate in the Oracle. But, I mean, we're going to be starting Blink, like, I feel like a full, what, 45 seconds behind? There or thereabouts, so I wonder if he even... I mean, it feels like you should go Blink because you've got a lot of Stalkers and so, but maybe you could just go Charge and try and skip it, because it just feels like a massive differential. Like, Blink is halfway done when this one starts. We're used to seeing it being like a quarter of the way done, you know, when it starts on the other side, when the other guys open a Stargate. And this is just one Oracle, too. It's not like it's because he's invested into more units that will give him more use cases and more opportunity in the near future. Not in the slightest. So, unfortunately, in that regard, it's going to be kind of rough. Piece of the Oracle. Still cruising, obviously stays thwarting. Stalkers just finish off that pylon. Shameless getting a little bit supply blocked off of it is maybe surprising, but otherwise, an Oracle just throws down the Revelation. The few Stalkers and Sentries get seen. We will have ourselves a Blink and the +1 coming over for the moment. Again, +1 blink all coming in. We're just going to have ourselves having this next on the robot facility coming about as well. Much happening right now with these stalkers stuck in stasis. Everyone's a little stationary and kind of just waiting for stasis wards to expire and all the other good stuff right now. Those few stalkers come in, they chase the hallucination down. Gonna pick away at that a little bit again. +1 and blink both coming through right off the bat here. Immortal and the +1 coming up as well. Well, Obs gonna continue to move over. Shameless looking for info wherever it's possible. Blink and +1 will finish now. So Mana will have the +1 upgrade, so his units will naturally just be stronger in these fights. We'll drop another stasis ward down here. Resonating Glaives +1. Going to be on the way from Shameless, so he's going to show us a bit of a different route from this point on. Stalkers blinking through to the upper side toward that main base. A few of them pulling back as well. And just getting out of there for a couple of moments. +2 attack and charge. All coming online. The Temple Archives will be building for mana. We get that on the way. This Observer just setting up overhead. Hallucination takes a chance, moving over that far right hand side. Again, Resonating Glaives and the +1 upgrade coming through. The Prism coming about. +2 attack and charge on the way. See a couple of structures still coming through here, so a little bit more setup being made. And seeing where we get to is... And we'll just sit tight. However, Shameless is pushing. I mean, Shameless went into Glaives, so you generally do want to push. And is on the way to charge, but doesn't really have Zealots yet, so I'm not sure how impactful Glaives is going to be here for Shameless. Obviously, you know, you still want those Adepts in front, and damage output is damage output, but there's nothing they're going to shred through. I think there's a couple of Zealots here already, I guess, to mana, so they'll help there, but it's not a high count, so not overly worried just yet. And it does have the Archons set up for himself as well, and I do think those Archons will have a lot to say about how this game continues. You see the pylons starting to go down. So a little bit of cleanups being made. We do see a sentry being picked off, the Immortal Archon being chased. We're going to blink forward, jumping onto these Immortals. Man, these Stalkers are doing work. It just feels like Mana has no damage output at all, and Shameless is going to skyrocket through this game number 2 and just put a clean win in game number 2 and just put us straight into a game 3 now with a leveled scoreline. Man, Shameless really just came across and killed Mana there. He had the slight edge kind of throughout the game, so all good, but like, I'm just surprised it went the way it did, honestly. Surprised it went the way it did. Alrighty guys, we'll jump into game 3 of this in just a couple seconds, get this on the go. Alright guys, let's go into Taito Citadel. Let's get this going. Tied up 1-on-1. Shameless versus Mana. On the bottom right-hand side, our blue Protoss player representing Team Liquid. This is going to be Mana. Up against our red Protoss on the top left, it is going to be Shameless for Game 3 of this best of 5. We'll be heading over and getting the assimilator coming up. Just going to be getting ourselves a second assimilator coming through as well. And yeah, this probe just heading down to the bottom side to take a couple seconds. Probe's on the way, gate's on the way. Assimilator's coming by as mentioned as well, so just take a few moments as the probe needs to put some pressure in. Cybercore gateway coming by as well. It's just going to get that straight on the way through here. As our probe scouting. Notably, second gateway from Shameless, but the one gateway only from Mana. So we are going to see him kind of mixing this up a little bit right now. So that's kind of fun. Just going to go for the one gate opener. Something that Mana is very confident in doing it and does a good amount of the time. So setting up for this. See what's going to happen. Cybercore will complete. Result down to the low ground. The probe coming over. Just have ourselves a couple stalkers and that warp gate continue to build through for these next couple of moments. Zealot chasing the probe down. That one's obviously annoying. I mean, Mana's going to go Stargate before he expands, so he is going to have that kind of tech invested elsewhere. You see Shameless is going to add the third gateway, so he's going to look to apply pressure here on Tidal Citadel. He just wants to get damage done. He wants to start doing it quickly, early, and just get that straight underway, basically. So that's going to be his game plan. As the couple probes gather together, see the gateway, the stalkers, again, a bit of everything there. Continue to come through right off the bat. Stalkers gather up, just going to be seeing the 4 gate, so it's going to be a 4 gate. That kind of makes sense. If you're not going to go, well, 3 gate on its own doesn't really make sense, because if you go 3 gate, you could go 3 gate robo. So a 4th gate coming down makes a lot of sense right now, allowing us to really just commit to this. So we're just going to send it. Shameless wants to stop Mana from this early expansion. The thing is, you don't usually just try and stop them from the early expansion. You look to win the game off of this 9 times out of 10, because you're very invested and committed yourself. As Mana will trade for a Stalker, and he will, with the Oracle activating, go in return for a Stalker as well. 2 Stalkers and Oracle combining. Just going to see the energy recharge coming down, and another gateway coming down as well at the moment. As Mana had a good start to this defense, and he obviously scouts the forward gateway now, so he knows exactly what's up. He's building a Void Ray. The only thing you could maybe say is perhaps a Void Ray could have started sooner, but he just didn't know, right? So how can he... No, that's basically like saying, hey man, just predict what's going to happen without information. So now he knows he can be a little bit more active. That one Stalker is low, but it is going to be saved by the battery for now. Extra battery obviously will help a lot. Still saved. We're getting to a scary Stalker count though, where things are growing quickly. The Void Ray is important here. We need to get that through. We need to get that to start saving. We probably need more batteries, honestly. Like right now, we are losing the highest energy battery. The other 2 are pretty drained. Like, more batteries will just be good here for Mana, who's about to finish up 2 more gateways, but I'm not sure he has the money to reinforce off those. We do have the Oracle who's going to sit tight and just wait for an opportunity to do damage on the other side of the map as well. As the Stalker step forward, battery will take some hits. Just going to be seeing the Zealot taking damage as well. The Stalker going down. Void Ray still producing. 2 more Stalkers coming across. Just going to be seeing the Stalkers Shameless looking to attack into this natural expansion. Battery still taking shots. The Void Ray taking damage as well. Void Ray goes down because the batteries are out of energy, and this is why you can't just have the battery count that he had, especially when they're already being drained. We needed a follow-up to keep the Void Ray safe. This is a very preemptive prismatic alignment as well, which is just not going to be worth it, and this is going heavily in Shameless's favor here. This Void Ray is being wasted on the prismatic. There's no battery energy still, which I'm pretty sure just kills you. I think the mistake is maybe these extra gates. Like, 2 extra gates is very expensive. Some extra batteries maybe could have helped him stabilize on the first Void Ray, and then you get a second Void Ray, and then maybe it's a playable game. But yeah, these two gateways over here really ended up being quite an expense. So, well, we'll just see the couple stalkers still coming about. We continue to settle down. One moment or two, and you're just going to be seeing. I mean, Shameless is still going to keep on pressing forward, as he should right now. The Void Ray goes down. Island's still producing through. The Stalker's still trying to fight. One more Stalker dropping as well. And we do see the other Stalkers continue to come around right here. And Stalker's just building aplenty as two more on the way from Shameless again. Stalkers will shoot a few bits of damage coming about. Just going to be seeing the Stalkers continue to go. I mean, the issue right now is that Manager doesn't have much to defend with. Now he's going to, try and warp in Stalkers. So he's basically going to try and win this by playing defensive 3-gate Stalkers versus aggressive 4-gate Stalkers. The numbers don't add up in your favor there as Mana, right? Like, they just don't work. So Shameless just has a bit too much momentum. The defensive advantage is disappearing quickly because the batteries are currently depowered, for example, right? Like, there's just not enough of an advantage here to really make this truly a thing in my eyes, and I think that, unfortunately, is going to round us out on this one. Shameless takes us to a victory screen, and that's going to be a 2-1 advantage here for the Russian Protoss. And pressing on forward into Game 4, which will be played on Ruby Rock. Alright, posting up. As Shameless takes the advantage and is now one map away from continuing his run here in the OSC Championship. And for everyone to get invited in. Why is Shin disqualified? I do not know. I have no exact reason given, apart from that he's been disqualified. If I had to guess, he just couldn't make time to play. I'm not sure 100%, but it's not unreasonable. Shin is one of these players that sometimes just doesn't seem to be able to play some of the time. And if you have a set schedule or time within being able to play and you just aren't able to commit to that, I mean, I find that kind of weird though, so I'm not really sure. But yeah, I mean, that's just speculation. So yeah, he's out, so that's all we need to know. We got 2 Zergs remaining and one of them falls to DQ, which is very sad, but sometimes life is not exactly fair. Alright guys, we are loading into Ruby Rock here for game number 4. Let's see if Mana can get back on his feet and take us to a game 5 to start off the day. He is going to be the blue Protoss player in the top left corner of the map. Shameless has the advantage. Winner of this will play Cristiana. That will be our final series today, a couple hours down the line. So we'll see what happens there. As we have our balance coming through, probes coming up. Gateway and the probe continue to produce as the Chrono Boost comes down. We settle into play. So those gates just coming about, get this set, get underway here. Some of that's coming down as well. Gateway's coming up into production. Yeah, just trying to see if there's anything in particular we can do for the next moment or so. Those gates coming by, similar coming up, like I say, a little bit of getting ready in the early moments here. And we'll see, like I say, if that comes to mean anything next moment or two. Gates, Cybercore's building up. The Probie's on the way as well. Dropping down. Pylon to the top right-hand side. So Shameless looking to be aggressive once again. Proxy Robos have been all the rage lately, so we'll see if maybe that's something you could test the waters with you. Throw the juice box down right next to our pylon and get ready to throw down whatever structure it's going to be. Shameless, what are we building? Could be a Stargate as well, the position of it. It is close to the main base, so it would have pretty good access point there. It's going to be the Robo. Well, like I say, Proxy Robo is all the rage. It's popular, it's good, it's strong. We know all that, so no surprise to see that kind of coming up here initially. Robo facility and a couple Stalkers. We'll keep reducing through that walk gate still, very much so on the way up here as well. So just getting that underway, getting that all started. Robotics facility going to be added to the Stalkers as well, so yeah, waiting for this to kick off. Obviously with this forward Robo, typically going to see immortal production. Question is, do we go for a Prism and a bit of harass first before you get the immortal out? Usually no. Usually getting an immortal out and pushing to the front is very powerful already, even without the Prism to support or back it up. And that is kind of exactly what you're seeing right now. As that Robo facility and Nexus continue through, the Warp Gate coming about. Let me just bring this into play. You see a few Stalkers gathering around on the other side as well, so they're just still going to join up and figure out what they want to do here over the next moment or so. And Battery and the Immortal and the Warp Gate all coming up, and the Prism still chrono boosting just for a little bit as well. Stalker step through. Immortal, it's a kind of pop on its barrier, but otherwise is already kind of pushing forward, looking for some damage right now. So chasing on through right off the bat, and the Stalker's going to get a couple kills. Seeing out with one Stalker there. The Stalkers and the Sentry still gathering about. Going to see a few shots going the other way. The Nexus is still coming through. Sentry, Warp Gate coming about as well. Just going to be seeing the Stalkers continue to take a whole chunk of damage. Kind of continue to head back and forth for a few moments to just have the Immortal and a couple of batteries building up. The Adept, the Immortal, the Gateway coming through as well. Sentry's gathering up. Just seeing the Stalkers getting there as well. The Immortal going to eat a force field or two, and actually going to have to be lifted forward, but Shameless will get right to the front here. Straight up push forward from him. He's going to target down this units pretty quickly. The battery's already drained of energy. There's an Immortal for mana, but if he has no Prism, that Immortal is doomed. Well, maybe we can kill the Immortal of his opponent, but doesn't even get that. It's going to be GG. Shameless with the straight up punch to the throat. I'm just going to eliminate mana from this competition with a 3-1. And of course, he lost map 1, and then Shameless just went, absolute just God mode. Just like, I'm not going to lose ever again. And just went bam, bam, bam. And especially the last couple of games, obviously, just really got into a very... it really got into like a very aggressive kind of mindset, and just said, yeah, I don't need to kind of play this passively or anything along those lines. Just going to get the job done there. Alrighty, guys, we're going to get ready for the TVT. So we're just going to keep things moving. We'll run some ads. We'll take a minute or two. Get ready to resume. How's everyone doing? How is everyone feeling? Rip lower bracket starting champion. Yeah, Mana was the last man standing for that, huh? Yeah, he had a good run, Mana. Logikar, Rebellion, Yakov, Geralt. It was going to get tough, though. I think he could have maybe made it through Cristiana, but I think the loser of Clem Cure was going to be so difficult for Mana. Would have been a really difficult one to get through. Let's give it another minute or so on the ads, guys, and we'll kick this off. think we're just waiting for the French stream to relog. I think they might have hopped to the other server. Or they maybe just relogged. Alrighty. Let's jump into this next game. Let's kick this off into the top left-hand side as we have Persal Nikaract as a TVT ready for us here. Ads done, you keep getting peanut butter and jelly ads. Nice. A delicious way to support the stream. How does that even work? I guess a peanut butter company is advertising, question mark? Crazy. Oh, how's everyone doing today? Hope everyone's feeling good. Today's a day where, one of those days where I realize how deranged the StarCraft community can be sometimes. I woke up to multiple messages being upset with me for self-promoting on Reddit. And I don't even know what I did because I didn't even do anything. So I feel like someone's probably posted like a Wardy thread or something and they thought it was me, and now people are threatening me and saying that it's not cool and they're going to make sure my tournaments never succeed and they'll make sure no one ever hits that. I'm just like, guys, I'm too freaking busy to post on Reddit. I'm trying to make tournaments over here and actually just cast StarCraft. It's actually insane. I swear, like, if this isn't a sign that people that read our StarCraft are a little bit deranged, then I don't know what is, because I didn't even see the post. Like, I went on our StarCraft to try and find it, but I couldn't even see anything or anything. I presume maybe it's just downvoted into non-existence or something. But like, Jesus, man, like, I don't even know what someone posts to make people then react in this way. Like, this thing's just bonkers to me. I'm just out here trying to run some tournaments and make some StarCraft do, and yeah. I don't know, man. This is why we don't read Reddit anymore. I mean, I read Reddit every now and again. Sometimes I get bored and I go on our StarCraft, but it doesn't really do much because usually nothing gets posted on our StarCraft anyway because it's a dead location. But even more reason, just people be deranged over there. Hey, what, just tuned in? What did you miss? Not much. We had a PvP, a pretty fast PvP between Mana and Shameless. It wasn't super fast, but it got faster towards the end, I guess. But Mana losing out to Shameless is all you've missed so far today. We've got 3 best of 5s remaining, including this one. It's a bit of a shorter stream today. So, see what happens next. It's Reddit. Do I think people have critical thinking skills? Not really, no, but like, I mean, they're StarCraft fans. I would think StarCraft fans have critical thinking skills because it's a complicated game. And like, you know, it's not just, you know, you don't just run around blindly and don't use your brain in StarCraft. You actually have to like think. And so I really believe that people that play StarCraft should generally have like a bit of a better sense to them, but I don't know, the moment they go on Reddit, it just disintegrates, I guess. Crazy business. Crazy business. Ay, ay, ay. Some people devote a large part of their small brain to SC2 and don't have much left for other things, yeah. That's the problem. Like, they just have too much SC2 going on. SC2 has actually taken everything from them. Yeah. I don't know, man. Just people get freaking... People get upset about all sorts nowadays. I mean, like I say, I haven't even seen the thread. I just wake up to messages. Like, someone DM me on Discord. Someone someone whispered me on Twitch, and I'm just like, bro, like maybe it's the same person, to be fair, like, you know, maybe it's just one deranged person, but like they said very different. They said that there was like a similar sentiment, but like they said different things, if that makes sense. So yeah, I don't know. It's freaking crazy, man. We just like detach ourselves from Reddit and just, I don't know. It's crazy because then people are always like, why do we never know these tournaments are happening until after they've happened? I'm like, maybe because no content creator wants to interact with the community because there's people that are just so toxic that it makes it miserable every time. You're going to see some units missing each other here as Persal and Nikaract head across the map with very similar armies, by the way. The difference being is that Persal has a Raven across the map. Nikaract is going to strike first, Strainer the Natural gets a bunch of kills. There is a Raven here from Persal. He drops an auto turret. That's a cancel on the third CC, though. And Persal's going to decide to turn back home. So Persal trying to come back the other way. These Marines going down, Raven getting jumped on, Siege Tank going to be in some trouble as well. That Raven's going to die. Obviously, we lose everything here as Percival, but he killed... Oh, sorry, we lose everything here as Nikaract, but Percival lost a lot as well, right? Like, this was not a cheap trade out. He lost a Raven, a tank, and 8 Marines for 2 Cyclones, 3 Reapers, and 2 Hellions. And it feels like now these units should not be able to do as much, so the units that Percival is left over with do not feel as impactful on the game as a lot of the units that he lost, because the units he lost were the units he's going to play into the future with. The units that Nikaract used to do that were the earlier game units, which is exactly what you're left with now as Percival. It's a pretty good start for Nikaract here, who, again, I've got to give a shout-out to. He 3-0'd Creator in the previous round of this. Nikaract has been genuinely very good lately. He's been really popping off. I'm super excited to see what he can do in the TVT against someone who has been as solid and stable in the scene as Percival has lately, because Percival's also been this kind of a rock and kind of the rock along the way in this Korean scene, just kind of someone who's just consistently been kind of there, and it's definitely been improving. It's definitely kind of, you know, it's not been a quick process, but it's definitely been on the right track to kind of getting better and to showing us even more games and all that kind of stuff. You see the tank firing there. The refinery is about to go down, so we're going to lose out on that. Otherwise, it's going to see if the units continue to gather together for a moment or two. Let's see where we go. A couple of Ravens will join up together as well. And again, the Stimpack 1-1 upgrades, all of that coming by. Tank shot there, going to be good onto a few units as well. It's just going to push that back to the other side for a moment or two. Keep the pressure on. Tank will siege, and we'll just have ourselves the Viking going to go after the Raven. Again, 1-1 upgrade, Stimpack coming through. Just going to be seeing the Marines getting after the Raven as well. Continue to come about. Just going to be seeing the units trying to press forward for a moment or so. We're going to be seeing the Medivacs, Marines, tanks continue to come by. More scan just dropping into place. We are going to have the army of Nikaract still holding tight for the moment. I mean, I like it when the Terran has map control, right? So I like that part of it from Percival. Nikaract, oh, it's going to get a little scary. His Raven's taking fire. He drops a bunch of auto turrets just to help fend his opponent off. He needs to get these Ravens repaired, because you don't want to lose these Ravens, and now they're kind of low. So you want to keep them alive, especially the one with high energy, because they're likely going to be an important part of your future still. Don't want to let this go too far off the beaten path too soon, because we are going to be seeing a little bit of a move in. Those tanks going to siege, a couple units getting blasted. Matrix is going down all across the siege tanks. Huge amount of damage being done there. The Vikings trying to return fire onto the Raven. And we're just going to keep pushing through. Nikaract losing a lot during this. He's not going to lose many SCVs, and maybe at the tail end he gets a few more kills to help even things out. Be pretty even supplies coming out of this one, as Nikaract will have his third base down, but Persal does have a worker lead, so that's going to be a frustration we have to work through here as well. Just have ourselves combat shield coming up from Nikaract. Persal about to finish his own 1-1 upgrade, so one of the advantages that Nikaract currently sits on with the 1-1 to 0-0 will fade away into an evened out affair. No armory yet from Percival, though, so if Nikaract gets the chance to actually start 2-2, he will retake an upgrade lead in this game. That's something he can start moving toward here sooner rather than later if he gets the chance. Marine tank Medivac just gathers up, and we will see the Marines are going to lead themselves out the front. One Marine in the center going down there. 2-2 still building. Factory and the Marines continuing to come by. We have the rest of the 2-2, the Marines and so coming up as well. We continue to press on through. Marines and medevacs will come over. And again, the 2-2 coming about for the moment. So we have a slight lead on the 2-2 of Nikaract. It's not really that substantial in the end. As mentioned, obviously, if he gets it started ASAP, he will have a lead. He will have the lead. It's not going to be a big lead on that upgrade timing. Sorry, bless me. Just needed a moment to sneeze. And the observing goes down the drain. Let's just have a few Marines and medevacs coming back over. And we'll see the pullback down those Marines. 2-2 still coming about, plus 1 vehicle weapons coming in as well. Marine, tank, medevac, all building through just for the moment. Gathering together in this army of Nikaract, heading out onto the map. A lot of the Marine tank Viking force settling down on the top left side as well. He's going to stem through, just take a couple seconds. Going to be seeing those Marines trying to come about as well here, so trying to come over for a moment or so. A little bit of back and forth. Continue to play the chasing game just momentarily. See another little fight breaking out, and units going to get scuffled onto. Obviously, got these anti-armor missiles available as well, which is kind of a big deal. Lots that can happen there. Those matrixes are going to be good on those siege tanks. Yeah, another one down as well. So Persal getting good matrixes out of this. Persal has definitely swung the early game, which was not ideal for him, obviously. He's definitely swung this back in his favor a whole bunch, as now the Marine tank settles in the middle. It's going to be seeing the 2-2 about to finish up. We're going to come down into this from Nikaract, pushing forward. As his opponent's tanks are sieged, this is not going to be pretty. I think he just felt the need to break this now, because obviously it's a very forward position from Percival, and if you don't break it now, maybe you just feel like the siege gets worse. But that was obviously a big commitment in, and didn't really feel like it had much hope, to be honest. So, unfortunately, that will be that. We'll ready ourselves up into our next game in a couple of moments. So, we'll head into map 2 here, which will be on Ruby Rock. See whether Percival will get into a 2-0 lead, or see if Nikaract will pull us back by a game. Again, after this, guys, the winner of this will be playing against Solar, so the winner of this matchup plays Solar after this in a TVZ, and then the final match of the day after that would be Cristiana versus Shameless. That's kind of what's going on today. I think the TVZ could be a lot of fun. The whole bracket could be a lot of fun, to be fair, so yeah, very fun. Alright, we're just going to take 1 second, guys. In fact, I think we can just go. We're good. Never mind then, let's just go. Let's get this started. Ruby Rock, Persal and Nikaract for game number 2 of this best of 5. It's the final week of this OSC Championship, Ladder Legends Championship bracket. It is going to be today, tomorrow, and Thursday. On Thursday, we'll crown ourselves the champion of this season's OSC. Very exciting. We have a lot of live matches this week as well. A lot of this tournament has been played through replays and so, with scheduling stuff and so many players involved. But as we get to the this final week, a lot of the games start to become live as well. So that's also just very exciting for us, because live games are always cool. Although, like I say, we've been casting games that aren't seen anywhere else. It's on the end of the world. Is Nikaract going to open aggressively? SCVs coming across the map. So we get over to the upper left. And getting ready to plop down some barracks here in the first few moments. And that ready to go. So one rack's going down, refinery coming through. Second rack's going to go down as well. So 2 barracks on the way initially here. Get that started off. Get that underway. Nikaract is going to be seeing Percival's scout, so Percival will get the scouting information shortly. So his opponent does not have barracks in the base. That's going to be some good info to work with. It's going to be Reapers out of Nikaract, which is not surprising. That is the most common way of proxying up in the TVT to go proxy Rex Reapers. It is fast expand, so it's like, you know, Rex fast expand here from Percival, so it is going to be one of the better builds you could kind of face on the side of Nikaract, but you're really going to have a chance to maybe overwhelm the Reaper numbers of your opponent. As soon as we see what's up, we cancel the command center, we build the bunker on the high ground, we use the minerals from the command center to get these bunkers up, because this is all about kind of creating safety for yourself right now. One Reaper on the way, or one Reaper out, I should say. Now Marines on the way to follow at this point. Reapers will move up the ramp, but oh, that's an ugly start. Nikaract, he knows that that's not acceptable. If you're going to proxy Rex Reaper, you do not get away with throwing your first freaking Reaper away going up a ramp. It's going to be a horrible start point. Seeing the Reaper is going to be there. Just going to come down, and at this point Nikaract unable to really do too much else. I mean, the bunkers are up as well, so at this point is Nikaract, you're meant to just kind of play the contain and get into the next stage of the game. You already forced your opponent to cancel the CC and go up to the high ground and so on, and kind of play this very differently as well, so starting to see where the outcome of this is going to be. Couple Marines going to try and fight. And the Reapers pull back down to the low ground, take a moment or two. Hellion command center starport building up. The Hellion and the Reaper trying to get down there as well. Just seeing the starports continue to build just for a few moments. Well, the barracks retreat home. Nikaract definitely didn't get out of this what he wanted to. The problem is now he's on like a bunch of Reapers and a Hellion. His opponent, meanwhile, is already on the starport tech, so they get medevac and just the ability to start doing a whole lot more over the course of this game at this stage. So that's definitely going to be a factor as the barracks head back down to the bottom side. Just going to be seeing the factory setting up the tech lab as well. Cycling a couple Marines coming through, just having that CC morphing on the low ground in toward the orbital. And yeah, the couple barracks going to get back into the main base where he started to drop down a reactor. Starport builds a reactor as well. Just start up stim, so just going to try and take advantage of the fact we've got multiple racks and we can at least get some upgrades going quickly on said barracks. Aliens will set up for the moment. There's medevac trying to drop in for some potential damage too. It's not exactly finding too much right away. Actually, Cyclone's still locking on, trying to find a little bit extra as well. Still going to continue into the base as well, so really looking for some more opportunity. Trying to find as much as we possibly can right now. And yeah, just trying to get his absolute maximum out of this as we possibly can do. So credit to Percival, he's still going as well. Like, he is absolutely trying to find everything possible right here at the start of this game. And there's going to be the Reaper Hellion on the other side from Nikaract. Let's see if he can attack through for some trades, but he's not going to really find much of anything. It's going to be a good shutdown straight away. Just units in position and just say no, 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 not happening. Not here, not on this one. There's no access given there. In fact, pulling back, the stim pack Marines, the tanks, the medevacs building as well. The engineering base still coming up. CVs will just repair up the Hellion, and I mean, Nikaract has the medevacs. Supply-wise, is pretty even. I mean, Nikaract is going to have stim as well, though I'm not sure if that's going to be super effective yet. Does not exactly have a lot of Marines. So the stim is nice to have but it'll be much nicer when the Marine count actually grows, and that, again, is just not happening yet. So we're still kind of waiting on that part of this. As that Reaper Hellion continues through for a moment, pulling back to the sides. Getting set to go. First, if he's go down as the Ravens are just going to order turrets, so Persal feeling confident enough to get his Ravens into an aggressive position here. They'll start to put some work in. The SCV's regathering. Siege Tank 1-1 upgrade. The combat shield continuing down. Just going to see the Siege Tanks here. Going to end up in a little bit of trouble as well, so a few more shots still coming about. We do play cleanup for the first couple of units that are there. The scan comes down. The medevac loading once again. Hellions in the middle of the map, pulling back down to the bottom right. A couple of Cyclones come through also. Again, just locking on, getting some more damage done. Still got those 1-1 upgrades and that combat shield building as we speak, so we bring a lot of that into play at this point. SCV's going down. The auto turrets again, getting some great damage dealt. Stimpack, Liberators, Tank, and the Marines coming through. Big push up to the top side. Reaper Hellion gathering there. Already pushing that direction. A few Marines get into the Ravens, and I mean, the problem with sending your Ravens across the map aggressively is exactly that, as Persal still dealing damage with these Cyclones, so Nikaract is taking heavy damage. 12, 13, 15 workers going to die now at least. We're definitely not done yet. Nikaract starts to turn around, but I mean, just annoying because the medevac can just lift up and get away, so unless we have a Viking to really shut this down, well, it's not needed if you just fly into the main base where there's already going to be Marines, but yeah, it takes a long time to clean that out, and Persal does serious damage now on a 20 worker lead. A 20 worker lead that does also show a 15 army supply deficit for Persal though, so looking at that here as 1-1 combat shield continue through. Armory, depots, turrets coming up as well. See that Sensor Tower about to finish in the next moment or two, and again Reaper, Hellion, Marine, and Tank get into the center. Step through, a couple of those Marines is going to get slowed, so Persal taking some bad trades in this game, man. I mean, look at the resources lost. 3.1 to 3.1 to 1.9k. It's a 1k difference. I mean, you lost all of your Ravens as Persal. You're losing a bunch of units there. This is the power of the bio right now, which is not often the case in TVT. It's not going to be very powerful in a move like this, though, although we have got the drop in the main base, wipes out the entire main mineral line. So Nikaract does serious damage. But like I say, I understand why he wants to push in here at the same time, but it's very expensive. He's going to target down this armory, which is actually very nice because 2-2 has not yet started because 1-1's not yet finished, so that really does delay you a bit here as Persal. And it's the kind of thing that's, you know, it's expensive as well. It's gas that you have to rebuild. Finally going down again with the upgrades in favor of Nikaract on the bio units. Anything that's coming into this main base as a response to try and clean up is not doing well. We kind of need to get a siege tank over here to clean this up, and it's just taken a very long time. We do kill some workers in return. I'm not sure what happened over here. Maybe just another little bit of a run-by coming through from Persal. The important thing is that we're siege with a couple units here from Nikaract. Worker count pretty even, but Nikaract having an army supply advantage for now as he looks to try and press this series to a 1-1 tied-up score. The 2-2 is going to be massive, and like I say, there's no armory anymore from Persal, so 2-2 for him is an absolute eternity away. And the amount of time we're going to have to wait for that 2-2 to come online from the opponent is going to be extremely tough here, basically. So that's going to make this difficult. Marine tank coming across. A few Marines going to hit the medevacs. Continuing back and forth for a few moments. Still got the 2-2 on the way. Tank and the Marines all building as well. Vikings, Marines coming up. Sensor Tower and the SCVs building by. The army of Nikaract on the left side is going to be a little careful. A couple of these Marines getting shot out once more. It's just a little bit more being done. Still now the rest of this Marine tank army back into the middle of the map again. Try and see what else we can do. T2 will be building. Again, the Marines, the tanks, all coming about. The couple of Vikings in the armory there coming around as well. Now the Marine tank on the right-hand side is going to be setting in. A few Marines are going to stem forward immediately. And on the left side, we're pushing forward as well, but we're going to walk into the tanks on the left, so Nikaract just makes a massive mistake. Just donates a bunch of units, let the tanks of Persal put in the work. Nikaract is almost doing too much right now. Like, I actually think if he just lays back and just lets this kind of game develop, he's absolutely going to be A-okay. He's just trying to do so much right now in a moment of the game where he just doesn't need to do as much as he's trying to. Yeah, you've got a 2-2 upgrade lead. Just take a 4th base, get into 3-3. You know, establish your own kind of tank control. You don't need to stop your opponent being on 3 bases. That's basically what he's trying to do. He's trying to win this without his opponent ever leaving 3 bases. Well, that's fine. But you don't need to do it by knocking him down to 2 bases. Like, let him be on 3 bases. Take the base advantage yourself by expanding to the 4th base. That could have happened way sooner in this game, right? And if you do that, then this is a much easier scenario because TVT is the defensive man's game, right? So put yourself into the defensive position, you know, make the plays that let you be the defender and hence put the game state or the way the matchup likes to work in your side. Instead, you're being the attacker into someone who is clearly finding a defense. And I think at the end of the day, like, it's fine to try these things, but we can't just try these things and then keep on headbutting into it. Like, try these things, be like, okay, his defense is good, let's get ready to go into the next stage. And right now, we're just not going to the... Like, now we are maybe going to the next stage. But he spent a lot of time still attacking, but he just didn't need to. And, like, it's very different. Like, if he tries to establish his 4th base, maybe that's where the door opens, because then you're really much wider spread on the defense with a lack of units. But when he's on 3 bases, like, all the tanks were just here, and these tanks here have defended the left and the right side. So then you're not really pushing into any kind of an advantage, you're just giving your opponent an easy defense in an easily defensive matchup. I think that's a mistake from Nikaract. I think he's gone a bit too hard on... I mean, that's obviously easily said when we watch units just walk into tanks and die and stuff as well, but he just didn't need to be in this situation to kind of put, you know, to make that mistake anyway, right? That's the thing, it's like yeah, you shouldn't let your units walk in on this left-hand side into the tanks and just die. But that only happened because you put yourself in the position to have your units be able to be there to do that in the first place. Like, if you're not trying to be the aggressor, those units, you don't make that mistake, so... Push around the left here. I mean, to be fair, like I said, I don't hate that Nikaract was attacking, because I think being out on the map and aggressive can be good. It's just, there's a point at which you need to kind of be leveling up to the next point. I mean, right now, you're seeing the power of 2-2 Marines to the 1-1. You back away before breaking onto the majority of the tanks, but this is a good kind of reset on the unit count of Persal. He's now going to be 3-3 Nikaract. It'll be 3-3 to the 2-2 for the majority of the next few minutes. We'll see how quickly Persal can get to 3-3 of his own. He's going to finish the +2 armor slightly sooner than the +2 attack, but I'm not sure if Nikaract finds another fight before that attack upgrade is done. So it should just be the one set of upgrades in the lead once again as it has been beforehand. 11.9 to 11.6k resource loss. It's funny that the resources lost is so similar. I'd like to see the resources lost difference over time graph, because I actually imagine that it would be kind of like, because Persal was trading badly early, but obviously it's been trading well in the more recent stages. As Marines stem through looking for the Liberator, it's going to be expensive because you're attacking into a lot of tanks to make that happen. The extra starports are coming up here from Nikaract, but he's only just going into them now. To be fair, it's only one starport from Percival. He's not being able to afford the extras. The current state is kind of like a backup to what I've been saying, though, because if Nikaract had just gone to 4 base sooner, he could be heading to 5 base now. Like, now it's just 4 bases versus 4 bases. Like, it feels like Nikaract has no real true advantage. Like, okay, you look at some of the numbers and the army and the upgrades and, you know, a little bit of the work count is there, but it just feels like the state of this game is actually pretty, you know, fine for Persal, and that really should not be the case, because he's been in a bad position from early on, right? Interesting state of this, as we just have a little bit of a push through. Units coming across. Medivacs are going to go loading up as well here. Marines and company will gather. Tanks coming through, the starport and the Marines all coming through. So I'll be settling down. A few Marines and the Medivacs moving back over as well. Yes, if he's pulled back over, the command center are going to move into position. Marines are going to be there. Just going to go straight after this command center, but Nikaract is pulling back to deal with it, but hey, we still lose a few SCVs, and Percival spends some attention on his opponent's side of the map. I don't think it's ever going to be a bad thing here. Good shut down with turrets and the Vikings alike, but yeah, I mean, this is still pulling Nikaract back. It's still forcing a response from Nikaract that he did not really want to realistically invest time into right now. A little bit more cleanup being made. A lot of units going to go through the center here. Marine Tank Viking Force looking pretty hefty at this point. Pushing in. Persal trying to take the position here on Ruby Rock. And as those Liberators as well, because we don't have air control really in return, it's going to make this kind of an awkward little situation overall. So you're seeing those Vikings going to hang around. A couple Liberators are going to siege. Just going to be putting some damage out. Like I say, those sieges onto the tanks, definitely a little bit frustrating one. Now we're going to see a counterattack from Nikaract looking to at least get rid of a base. Persal trying to expand everywhere at this point in time. So expansions coming abound here, there, like I say, pretty much anywhere. This Marine Tank Viking looking to try and play defense. Nikaract down on supply, and Persal looking to carve out the 2-0 lead in this best of 5 as the Vikings get through. This orbital command is taking damage. It's going to go down already, and now the rest of these Marines coming back over. The few other Marines getting jumped on. Tank shots still coming by as well. The Marines going to have to take a turn back, but not sure that they're exactly loving their lives right now as the Liberators and the Vikings gather up as well. Just going to see those couple of medevacs still getting picked away at too. Damage being done, damage being dealt. The scan coming straight into play. The Marines are going to push forward here from two sides. It's a good fight from Nikaract in terms of positioning. I find sad for Nikaract that we just saw 3-3 finish from Persal. He had such an epic lead on all the bio units in this game with the upgrades and stuff. Not being able to really transition that through to some kind of better position and better kind of, victorious kind of setup really is a bit sad, because I really felt like there was so much potential for him there, especially with that upgrade lead on the Marines and just how powerful they were promising to be. It's not meant to be in the end. As couple scans come around, we are going to see ship weapons, vehicle plating coming through from Nikaract, Raven Marine medevac building as well. He's going to stem in, anti-armor missile going to hit the medevac and the tanks. Going to keep pushing through. Honestly, decent effort from Nikaract. He's going to do alright, but again, the air control is a big issue. And we just can't get rid of the air control at this point. Persal will establish a 2-0 lead in this TVT. One where Nikaract absolutely had his potential, right? He absolutely had within reach a way to win this game. He just was not able to keep it overall. And that will be GG's for that series. Alright, GG's, 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 as they say. I don't know if that's really as they say, but we'll head into map 3 here in a couple of moments, my friends. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out with us for some StarCraft 2 today in the form of the OSC Championship bracket. Let's take a moment to say, obviously, if you're enjoying the stream on the YouTube, don't forget to give us a like and a subscribe. We really appreciate you guys if you do that. Helps us out a whole bunch. We have been really doing very well on the YouTube lately. Obviously, the All-Stars event really helped, but we're currently sitting at 48,120 YouTube subs, so I think we're going to be able to push towards our... I really think we're going to be able to push towards 50,000 over the next few months, which is amazing, so keep it up on the YouTube subs. We really appreciate it. And continue to do everything we can. Where we've also, for this last period on YouTube, we hit 100,000 watch hours on YouTube, which is like about double what we usually see. So that's really cool as well. So shout out to all you guys. Thank you for continued support on the YouTube. Great to see it again, doing so well and growing. We'll obviously continue to give you guys as much action on the YouTube as possible as we get ready for a game 3 here in just a couple of moments. Let's go into this next map then. Let's see what happens as we get underway. This White Rabbit to see if Nikaract can stay in the competition or if Persal will be moving through. And big win on this one because you get a free win in the next round because Shin is DQ'd. And then the winner of that then plays Solar. So win this and you play Solar, which is obviously going to be a tough matchup, but you're quite deep in the tournament already at that point. It's like, you're like top 2, 4, 6, like you're top 8 in the championship at that point, which is actually a pretty sick result already. So very cool stuff as we have to the top right-hand side. The blue Terran player. This is going to be Persal with the 2-0 lead in the best of 5. Definitely looking good. definitely feeling pretty darn okay about how things have been going. He takes on the Red Terran in the bottom left, Nikaract, who has definitely had his ups and downs. Like I say, I feel like there's been so much opportunity and potential in these games for Nikaract, but he's just not quite been able to seize some of them. It's been a little bit messy. He's maybe gone a little bit carried away with some of the scenarios as well, and just has not been able to follow through effectively and surgically as you kind of need to be, especially in TVT. There's no room for kind of broad creative strokes in TVT. Like, this is not a matchup where, you know, you can do a little bit of this over here, and you can splash a drop over there, and you can kind of throw a few units on this side to try and see if you get a bit done. This is really kind of like that surgical precision of a matchup where every move that you make, you have to kind of pull out very carefully and kind of just push yourself into the right position. Otherwise, it could all go very wrong very quickly. And that's kind of what happened in the last game from Nikaract. He had a great position and then just try to do a little bit of everything everywhere, and it backfired massively in the end. And yo, a little bit dicey. Thank you so much for the 27-month resub. Appreciate the 27 months. Percival TVT seems clean. Yeah. I mean, he's very good at TVT. He's been challenging Bjorn a lot lately. I don't know if we've seen Percival Cure, but I think that would be a cool matchup to see kind of where he's at, because Cure's usually a very strong player in TVT. But I think Bjorn is as well, just Bjorn sometimes can be a little bit more kind of raucous in his results. So, and Percival, I mean, Percival in general, just the story of him just improving and getting better and looking good lately is amazing. It's so fun to see someone who steps up to the stage and can actually challenge the top guys on a frequent and regular basis, and that's absolutely been Percival lately. And I feel like it's not. I'd be surprised if this year we did not see Percival go on like a really sick run in like a WardiTV championship or so, and just have like one of those stronger performances somewhere along the year. I feel like we're kind of just due for that at some stage, to be honest. Reaper comes through, looking for some damage. Helene, a couple of Reapers coming about. Just gathering units up at the front, so we take a moment or so over here. The starboard coming down. And Reapers and the Hellion getting settled in. Just going to see the two Reapers over the far left-hand side. And this Hellion moving down to the south at the same time. Again in position initially as the Reaper Hellion will move through the center and away to the upper right. What's up, Siru? How you doing? Good to see you today, mate. Thanks for dropping by. And hello, everyone. Again, this is Series 2 out of 4 today. It'll be a shorter stream today with some longer streams Wednesday and Thursday, and then away for this weekend. We've been doing a lot of castings. I'm away this weekend, and we're back and casting a whole bunch next week as well. There's a lot going on next week, so get excited for all of that. As we'll see, this little bit of a chaotic start is going to break out a little bit more than I thought. The Hellion over here still poking away, then the Reapers over here are still going uncontested, so Percival is not going to be able to finish up his command center yet, which is maybe one of the most notable things of this right now. That is still very much so under fire and, yeah, unable to finish building. It was getting very close to finishing building, but like I say, or as we saw, not quite going to finish yet. 9 SCVs dead for Percival, 7 SCVs dead for Nikaract. I guess there's always a good question at this point of like who spent more to do this as well, and you see a Cyclone, 2 Reapers and a Hellion dead from Percival, where it's only the Reaper and the Marine dead from Nikaract. So Nikaract, I think, overall has got to see this as a pretty great starting point. Like, he actually had a really great opener. He's done some damage. He's done more damage than his opponent did. And he did it with less losses overall. He actually still has some units here. He still has the Reapers, for example, alive. They're not going to do much, but they will clean up a Marine. You know, and considering these units were kind of diving into the point where they might have died earlier, kind of nice. Now we're going to kill a Cyclone as well, which means these units can continue to stick around. This Banshee needs to get rid of the Cyclone, which it will. Gets enough shots on it before the Cyclone gets the lock on in the distance, so that's going to be just fine. So that could have been really bad, because if that Cyclone had stayed around and was able to keep on bullying, there's so much more potential still. Persal going to try and go into Hyperfly Rotors. I think I like that. We're in a position where you definitely feel like this game has definitely gone a bit against you. And so I think you look at this and you say, well, you know what? If I can just get into something... I need a way to draw myself back in the game. So you're basically asking, well, what is my best way to get back into this game? And I think a very true way to just get back into this game at this point is to probably say, well, again, let's be realistic. What can I do? And I think the reality of the situation is you can go into like speedy banshees. There's more chance of doing damage than cloak banshees because they just have that speed potential to give you the opportunity, right? They will give you the chance maybe to just get a whole bunch of damage done in a game where you kind of need a whole bunch of damage to step back into these early stages. That said, it's not exactly going to help you over here. It's going to be an auto turret that goes down. The tank is going to unsiege, which I think is a mistake. That's like an unsiege as though you expect the Matrix, but the auto turret had already been dropped, so there's no Raven energy left. So I actually think that is a mistake from Percival. The Banshees show up. Cyclone locks onto one, but with the speed, the Banshees will stay in reach. We have to fly into Marines, though. Now they're super low, so you can't really afford for them to go down. You kind of need these things. They're both low now. We've killed 7 SCVs, but we've just lost your expansion on the natural, so if you want to talk about being all in, this is what it feels like to be all in, is the Banshees will go base to base, and again, be an annoyance, be, frustration. But the reality of this is that it's just not going to be enough to really kind of tackle us and to push us back and to stop this from just being kind of a game here. Marines, tanks, still attacking over on this side, putting some more work in, putting some damage out, factoring some trouble. SCVs are going to pull through as a siege tank spawns. SCVs are going to go to the tank here as well. Auto turret is nice to get rid of the Viking. It looks as though the tank may survive out of this as well, but I mean, to be fair, we've killed a bunch of SCVs. Like, the Banshees really put in work. It's 24 to 21 workers, favoring Nikaract. I mean, the big issue is the base, right? We killed the command center, and by killing the command center, you really just reset this to a position where it's like, well, what do you really do from there if the command center has died? It's so difficult at this point. Those turrets come down. Obviously, the Raven's able to get involved there as well. And that is going to be another reason why this is just going to be tough to really overcome. Chi-Chis get called, and Nikaract will bring it back by a game to start off this best of 5. Alright, so Nikaract brings it back by a game, and we'll get ourselves ready for this next one in just a couple of moments. As we will have to run ads before we do it, but we will take a second and jump into that, guys. So, taking a second, get this ready to go. Will be tourmaline to see if Nikaract can keep on winning games and keep himself in this competition or not. I'm Europe biased, you can't help it. Nothing wrong with being a bit biased. If I watch the 1080p stream in 4K, do I count as 4 viewers? God, can you imagine? That'd be a life hack, wouldn't it? Yeah. I am looking into trying to get the YouTube upgraded, guys. I'm waiting on some money stuff to be sorted out. Once some money stuff gets sorted out, I'm looking to upgrade a little bit my setup and stuff, make a couple of changes in the studio. I want to upgrade my audio interface because I think there's some audio glitches that keep happening. I don't think I can get rid of without changing my audio interface and stuff. And I'm kind of thinking about a new PC as well, because this current PC is actually Helen's PC, because my old PC had a graphics card issue. So I just took Helen's PC, and yeah, I think it might be time to get one of my own again. So yeah, I mean, Helen doesn't use her PC, obviously, because I've been using this for like a year and a half, but I think it might be time to change some things. Have I played the roguelike campaigns for StarCraft 2? No, I've not even played the StarCraft 2 campaign regularly, so chance of me playing arcade campaigns is super low, to be honest. Super duper low. I'm not really a campaign person. I just kind of like multiplayer. I'm waiting to be like the last ever person to have a first time playthrough of the StarCraft 2 campaign. So that, it's going to be like 2037, 10 years from now, and I'm going to be like, alright guys, first time StarCraft 2 campaign, and the viewership is going to be through the freaking roof. No one else can have content like this still. Percival leads the series 2-1. In the bottom left, he's the blue Terran player. Against the red Terran in the upper right, it is Nikaract. I only like competition. Yeah, I just don't care about the stories and stuff of games. What usually happens is I play like, say I get into a game, I will play like a couple of hours, and then once it's been a couple of hours, I usually feel as though I'm doing the same thing. After a couple of hours, I basically feel like I'm doing the same thing again and again, a lot of the time, and I just lose interest. I have no will to like pick it up again. Like, to me, there's no advancement there. Like, to me, progressing through the story doesn't feel like I'm succeeding in anything, you know? Will I do the campaign on my first ever subathon? Yeah, sure. Because that too will probably also never happen. Yeah, I'm much more of like I like to see progress, you know, and whether that's like improving and like MMR going up, being better at something, or like a game where it's like I'm unlocking things and stuff. Like, I guess I like roguelikes a little bit more because it's not so much about the story, but it's like the game has like a game plan of how you play it, and you can like get better at doing that, and you can see the progression of doing that, and like you can see the numbers. Like, any game where number goes up, I guess, is good. So yeah, that kind of stuff, I suppose. I mean, sometimes you just, sometimes you just find something at the right time as well, and you just like it. Like, the last couple times I've played through a story game, it's probably just been like, it's found me at a point where nothing else is interesting me, and I actually just pick it up enough days in a row where I actually, like, get a chance of finishing it, you know? Which hasn't been done for a while. I mean, my biggest problem is I play RuneScape, and RuneScape just never ends. The number in that game goes up forever, so I like, while sometimes I play a bit less RuneScape, I don't ever really stop playing RuneScape, you know? So it's definitely I just have a game that I play, and I'm just very satisfied playing this game, and the numbers going up, I feel like I'm progressing, and that leaves me very happy. So yeah. Grenades going down, Hellions get zoned out for a few moments here. Just have the barracks going to move across, get down into Tech Lab. Starport going to go to Tech Lab 2. These Reapers going to get after a few SCVs. So we're going to get a second kill there, make it 3. Not bad start at all from Persal. Just some good damage being dealt early in this game right now. I'm going to see the Reaper Hellion getting through that and make it a 4th kill. Starport coming through, the Hellions are building, SCVs and the command center coming by. That Raven coming up and online here from Nikaract as well, so continue to get that on the go. Raven and the Hellions moving down to the bottom left. And they're going to be entering this natural, so Nikaract's chance to maybe get aggressive himself, as it has just been a bit about Persal in this early game so far. Nikaract would like to change that storyline a little bit, put him in the kind of center of attention. Just trying to find some value as the units come through. A lot of Hellions from Persal, and he's just going to get the better shots off, so he is going to knock down a bunch of Nikaract units very quickly. Turning that around, dropping this down for the moment. Gonna see the Cyclone getting rid of a couple of the Hellions. Just going to see the Raven still coming through. Interference Matrix is building. Hellions are going to come through. We're just going to be seeing the Cyclone locking on. Hellions taking some damage right away. Just seeing those Hellions getting pushed out of here. Raven, Marines, the tank, and the Cyclone all continue to build up for the moment. On the upper left-hand side, Persal going to come cruising back through. Again, Cyclone, the SCVs, everything continue to come by. Just one moment or so, a couple SCVs coming over. Continue to get into place, and we're just going to be seeing the Hellion around to the bottom left. Moving across still here just to try and see what else is going on. Scans up into the main base. Persal just trying to get a read on what Nikaract is up to. Just trying to get some confirmations of what's going on over there. Unless the Hellion going to sit out the front. A couple Hellions in the Cyclone going to be there. Going to get some shots off. This Hellion already taking damage. Getting cleaned up. Shoved on away already. Down the bottom side, there's a Raven. It's going to come for a little bit of a cruise through as well. Also trying to see a bit more of what we got going. Nikaract. How's that, Level? How you doing? Thank you so much for the 88-month resub. Sub RuneScape Arenos. Thank you for the 88, mate. Also, Loki Cobra was 1611. I think I just missed your sub on the Prime 4-month resub. Thank you so much for priming us up. Super appreciate it, guys. Keeping that sub count strong. Appreciate you guys big time. We are 11 days from the end of January. I've said it a couple of times, but if we had in January at 1,000 subs, that would be such a big win. We're still above 1,300. We are due to drop a few. Like there was a lot of gifted subs during the end of December, but I don't know. I feel like we might stay at above 1,000 or close to it. Even would be a massive win. So, oh yeah. How's Persal? I had so many workers. I mean, he killed 8 SCVs to the 5, and he was dealing damage early. Like those Reapers were dealing damage, and Nikaract was having to deal with it the whole time. So I think it's just the consequence of how early Nikaract was kind of under pressure and how quickly Persal was able to establish some control in this game. Marine Tank Raven just going to push through. Marine goes down. Just going to see the Viking Raven still pressing forward. Just going to be seeing the Viking to break through. Nikaract going to try and push into this. I mean, he does have the... He has a little bit of a right to do this, like you have the Ravens and so, but this just did not do enough, and he's down 20 supply right now. Army supplies are similar, but it's mostly the fact that it's just one tank in range. He's just lost a lot of his tech units that were probably going to help him out here. He just did not get enough out of this in the very first few moments, and now I fear that we're going to be in some pretty serious trouble for these next few moments as Percival is going to be, yeah, taking hits on his orbital, but I just don't think Percival has so little that he's in trouble here, and Percival also already has stimmable Marines. His opponent is on the way to those, but just not quite there yet. The tank Viking flies through. The Viking goes down. And we'll just see this army continue to chase in. The Marines and the tanks taking some more damage. The Vikings keep on pushing. One tank going down. The second tank going down as well. A few Marines also getting picked away at. Percival looking dominant in this game for... His TVT really is very good. He was my favorite coming into this, and kind of see why. And Nikaract, hey, Nikaract had a great run in this event, guys. Let's take a moment to respect as he gets eliminated here. Take a moment to respect what Nikaract was able to do in this tournament, because it was actually pretty impressive when you kind of look back on it. You know, Nikaract, someone who throughout the year we've seen kind of showing up and has been, you know, having his moments. He saw it in the upper bracket. He lost to Cristiana, so he takes an early dip down to the lower bracket round 2, where he goes 3-2 against GG Machine. I think that alone was already kind of like a test. I mean, GG Machine was maybe not a player we expected to do so great, but Nikaract held his nerve and got back into that series. He then 3-1 Jumi, and then most importantly 3-0'd Creator before coming up against Percival and just ending up in this section of the bracket where things just get absolutely brutal. So, yeah, I just gotta say, I think that Nikaract had a great run. Maybe would have liked to have seen more, but had a great run. He ends in the top, in a pretty good position, right? It's top 10 for him. No, I'm completely wrong with where I'm at. It's 13th to 14th. Jeez. The way that this bracket plays out gets me confused. I guess that does make sense, because it's like 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Yeah. Yeah, no, that does make sense, because obviously I was saying about... No, I thought the winner of this was top 8, but that's going to be top 10. Okay. I'm just wrong. I can't count, guys. That's all it is. But yeah, still, top 14 is not bad at all. He walks away with a $100 prize. Congrats to Nikaract. On a fun run in this year's OSC. Always someone who's grinding out those OSC events and the King of the Hills and everything, so excited to see more of him. We are going to be going live, guys, so into Solo versus Percival. That will be coming up in a few moments. As we'll hop on over to Korea. For Percival versus Solus. So we'll get that ready to go. Just a couple moments, get this started. Kick this into action. Why Shin was disqualified? I don't know. I presume he just wasn't able to play at the points he needed to be played at, or so. So yeah, so obviously Percival beats Nikaract. He gets a free win over Shin, and will advance straight through to play against Sola. which is what we're going into next, guys. We're going to get this ready to go in a couple of moments. Persal Solar coming through here. Get this ready to go. Alright, we're gonna get Solar Percival videoed up, guys. Get this ready to go shortly. And hopefully be ready to zoom. Okay, so we'll just take a couple of moments here to get this ready to go. As, yeah, like I say, Soul and Percival. This one's going to be live, so we have to wait on the videos for a few moments. And like I say, after this, we'll be going into Cristiana versus Shameless. So, PvP after this, I think a pretty fun TVT. I think you got to favor Solar here. Percival, did he beat Solar recently? I'm trying to remember if there was a series that Percival won against Solar, if it was just like he took a map or two and it was close and a / long series. Percival beat him in a Monday Night Weekly Best of 1. He beat him in the WardiTV Mondays 60 round of 8, which was back in November. That is probably what I'm thinking of, though. Yeah, so he beat him there. Yeah, I remember that one. So yeah, back in November, I didn't watch it, but I remember seeing the bracket. I was like, oh my god, Percival. All-time Solar is very favored over Percival, though. I mean, this is a 32-4 series, historic, so all-time scoreline. And like I say, some of those are like best of ones. Like if you change the format to like best of 3+, probably gets even more one-sided. It goes to 27-2, which is obviously absolutely brutal as well. Alright, Solo go-go's and readies. Ugh. I joined the kind of feels bad. Obviously, we had the EWC news yesterday, right? And everyone's kind of starting to respond to it and stuff. And I've seen some nice tweets of like how we can kind of like progress as a community. And you know, Shin put out a tweet where it's like, you know, we can still, you know, now we're not all tied down to one event, and hopefully it gives room for stuff to grow and this and that. And you know, there's a lot of people being very positive and stuff. You know, I generally try and keep the positive outlook as well. And then I joined the chat channel. I joined the chat channel for this match, and Solo just goes, "Hi, Wardy," sad face, and I'm just like, I just know what he's thinking, and then Persal just drops a sad face, and everyone's just sad. It's got to power through, guys. We've got a lot of work to do to try and do everything we can. Help these guys out. Give them as much StarCraft to play in as possible. Try and raise the prize pools up as high as we can. And that really is more than likely going to be a pretty hefty community effort over the course of the next few months, as we have in the bottom right. Our blue Terran player is going to be Percival. In the top left, our orange Zerg will be Solar. Bodhi, do you know if the Chinese tournament is going to be an annual event? It was your favorite live tournament in a while. I think they said that. So, from what I remember reading was that The only reason it wasn't bigger in the first place is they weren't convinced it was going to be that successful, and then it was extremely successful and popular. But there is a very good chance it doesn't happen in the future if, for example, a lot of the players retire because of no main circuit to play. So, yeah. It really depends, I think, on how the scene looks. I mean, I think they would definitely look to do more, but, yeah, I mean, it's very hard to predict right now what anyone's going to do with anything, because, like, we've never, ever had a state of StarCraft 2 where we just don't have a world championship, or, like, some kind of a circuit, or something that will define what the year overall looks like, you know? Like, this truly is the most unknown we've ever been in terms of, StarCraft 2, sadly. Which sucks, but all you can really do is continue on and do what we can, cast what we can. Obviously, I'm going to run as many tournaments as I can as well, so I'm going to do my part. You guys do your part. Watch, tune in, enjoy. I think I honestly do think the best thing you guys can do is just keep watching. Keep watching, support if you can support, obviously, and so on and so forth, but just keep watching and show people there's a community for this game, and show people that people want to watch it, and maybe we can keep some things going. Good start here. 2 drones go down to begin with. As the Reaper just comes around. Trying to see where we go. And Reaper back down on the right bottom side, coming over to the left. Link speed, drones all coming through. The Queen is on the way. Reaper looking to get up to the high ground for a couple moments as well. Get this started. As you see, the Ling's going to be there. The drones too. A couple of the Queens coming back over. We do have our Hellions and company continue to come up as well. It comes back to the bottom side. Again, the couple of Hellions gather up. We do have the Overlord and the Hatchery all building through. And the Banshee, the Cloaking, continues to come over. I'm just going to get that started as we do have, again, the Reapers settling. Orbital Command already building up as well. The few drones and the Queens building online. The Lings are coming up also. Get a lot of that underway as the... Let's move back into the center here. And the Hellions is going to shoot around. Again, the Cloaking, the Stimpak continue to come up. Again, Hellions and the Banshee continue to come into play for a couple of moments. That's just going to, again, poke around, trying to see what else will happen. Just going to see the extra couple of Hellions coming over too, so we just get that into position and see if we can get these units to maybe make something happen as the Reaper Hellion swings around over to the left and, again, takes the chance to set up a little bit of a push through. There's going to be a grenade going down. The Queens are going to get bopped. Reaper Hellion gets rid of another creep teamer. So a couple of creep teamers are going down already. And Banshee and the Cloaking all coming through there. And we are going to be seeing the Stimpak building as well. So the Hellions is going to be fighting. Just going to be seeing the Hellions again coming back to the other side. We do have ourselves the Banshees trying to join with those Hellions, just get a little extra underway and ready to go. And those Hellions come back through, so we take a couple seconds. And again, the drones and the Evo Chambers coming up as well, so bring a lot of this up and online just for now. Going to get that all on the way here momentarily, and the Hellions, the Reapers get turned the other direction. 1 more upgrades and that Stimpak continue to build into play just for the moment. And Queen's pulling back. The Banshee's going to come back around. Just going to be seeing the units continue to move through. And the Banshee's going to be there. Just going to see the 1-1 upgrades and the combat shield coming over. Marines and the tank coming up. Hydroden coming up as well, as we do see the upgrades from Solo leading us into a Hydra-based style of play right now. It's just setting up for that over these next few moments. A couple of Banshees going to make their way across. They're going to be over on that far left-hand side. Just going to sit tight for a moment or two and see what else they can get up to as well. The Banshees pull back from Persal. Again, all of his upgrades on the way through. The missile and carapace upgrades coming up as well, so we get that underway already. Bring that straight into place, as again the Banshees and company will come around. So the Hellions going about. Ling is going to get grabbed, and we get that on the way as well. And missiles and the carapace coming through. The extra Hydras all coming up. That Muscle Augment's coming in as well, so we get that Hydra speed now producing through. And again, the 1-1 upgrades continue to come by. Just going to be seeing those upgrades still coming about. 1-1 continuing through for the moment. Getting that on the way. For now, let's just bring that straight up. Bring that straight through. Bainsby coming through, melee and the +2 carapace coming in. We are going to see a bit of a fight breaking out on the left side. Marine tank is pushed up here from Persal. Solo has a lot of Hydras here, and the damage output is good. It's really going to be about can these units break through to the tanks. The few extra Lings that are showing up is starting to do a lot of the work, and I think just a few extra reinforcements from Solo really makes this a much better position. Going to be coming straight through, and we are going to be having Solo able to hold on. It wasn't cheap though. Yeah, he lost a lot of units, so we might be in a world coming out of this that we end up in a little bit of a better place, and we actually are able to kind of still stay in this here as Persal. Keep this going for, like I say, just a little bit longer. So, see where this goes to. I have the Marine tank. And the rest of this setting through. Units stimming up the left-hand side. A couple of Lings are going to go down. The Medevac's pushing over as well. A couple of Balin's going to get picked off. The Hydras will continue through also. The Marines will unload on the left-hand side. So Marines drop straight on in. And just going to be seeing the Hatcher on the left side getting picked off. So no 5th base from Solo. Persal is still kind of set up in this game with the 5 rack. So he's not really, I mean, he's not 8 rack sane, but then he's still very aggressive on these 5 racks. He's got Liberator setting up now as well to apply this siege and to kind of really build up this position a little bit extra. Marine stem through, the couple Hydras keep going down as well, a lot of those being cleaned out. These Hydras keep dropping, and we are going to be seeing a couple Lings continue to go down. Tank fire is good, the Zerglings keep falling. Hydras keep shoving forward as well as the Liberators will keep on firing it up and doing that thing. 9 drones going down. The Marines load back into the Medevacs, pulling back to the sides. Marine tank coming over the right side as we continue to push through. This army continue to commit in, and Persal is starting to shift this into a supply lead for himself. I think this position is absolutely getting to be just that little bit better. I think this is actually becoming an issue in the tail end of this as Solar is going to be on a lot more tech very shortly. Is that good enough for him to just about like hang on into this game basically is what I'm thinking, and just to maybe turn this around, because like I say, the last few moments have not been pretty, but maybe we're still in something of a playable position here. Marines and the Liberator sieging, just going to push the Lings away, just going to have the +2 melee and missiles coming up. Again, Marine Marauder tank coming over. I'm just going to be seeing the Medevac kicking off an Overlord. I mean, at least Persal's going to stop pushing for a moment. I mean, it's going to give Solo a little bit of breathing room, if nothing else. So, take what we can get right here. A little bit of freedom is better than nothing at all. As, like I say, the chance to get lurkers up is going to be huge, and it does dictate a little bit of how this game will continue. It's going to be seeing the Marine tank coming around, the medevac's overhead, the Liberator is moving, lurker coming through, seismic spines coming through as well. And +2 missiles, +2 melee continue to come through for the moment. Just get that all on the way. And Vayne continue to come by. Just going to see that medevac loading up and pulling back. And the additional Hydras coming through. +2 melee and missiles all coming about. Adaptive talents, building for those lurkers as well. Hydra lurker then building on in. The Overlords and the Lings coming through. It's going to be seeing the Marines and the medevac still going up that left-hand side as well. Going to be a few Marines unloading over to the right side. It's going to be seeing the Lings coming in to wrap around this here and surround and to play a little bit of shutdown. These Hydras will get through to pick away at the medevac as well. It's just going to knock that down alongside everything else. Now these other Marines continuing to trade and fight and continue to push into this. These couple of Banes still getting killed off here over the next few moments. A couple of Liberators will be sieging. Lurkers are burrowing up. Just going to be seeing these tanks sieging up back on that right-hand side once again. One Liberator going to get abducted forward straight away. A couple of shots coming straight down. The Lurkers take some damage. So a bunch of shots coming through. The Adaptive Talons coming up. Lings and Hydras coming through. Let's see the 3-3 upgrades coming about as well. The Marauders and the Siege Tanks also building. Just stand forward for a couple of seconds here. Those units get chased away. The tank's still in a good siege position as well. I mean, Persal is still pushing forward and just keeping aggression going. There's 8 Lurkers to try and keep Solar alive. And there's this run-by, which has a lot of potential, too. I'm not sure where we really go with these SCVs. I mean, right now, they're not going anywhere. The Banelings roll into a Marauder, though, and a Siege Tank, so that's not ideal. Funnily enough, the majority of those SCVs will die anyway. Tank Siege is frustrating. Of course, we can't abduct those tanks forward into these Lurkers at all, which makes this position that much more difficult to break than it would have been once upon a time. Tank still pressing through. A couple of Marauders still stepping around the right side. Tank figuring out where it would like to be. Just taking damage. Marines on the left side picking off the hatchery as well. Hatchery still taking some shots. Those tanks will still continue to stand strong, and this hatchery continues to drop down at the moment. 3-3 upgrades building through, finishing very shortly here from Persal, so looking to get that all wrapped up. As we are going to see the Hydras on the right-hand side looking to get themselves a bit of a different angle. I mean, a lot of the tanks on siege right now, as Persal is trying to push them forward, push them into an even more aggressive position here, stimming up and pushing in. How far can we go? The Lurkers get burrowed. I mean, the problem with the Lurkers are the siege tanks, right? And if the siege tanks can obviously kind of hit the Lurkers not going to have a great time. You see Solar trying to get down this ramp is not having a good time at all, and that's going to be GG. Percival is going to take game 1 of this best of 5. Game 2. In a few moments, we will get this set up to resume, guys. It's going to be our second map between Solar and Percival. I'll just run ads just in case because we're live. We never know how long the games might be, so just make sure we have enough time on the ads so we don't have them in the game. And we'll just take a second. This game 2 in a moment. Percival starting to host us up and get this all started. Taito Citadel. Yeah, map. Alright, in the top left-hand side, we're going to have ourselves the blue Terran player. This is going to be Percival. Is up a game in this series against Solar, the last remaining Zerg in the OSC Championship. I wonder if for tank pushes like that, is it ever worth to get smart servos? To do what with, though? Smart servos doesn't affect tank pushes. Unless I'm missing the point. Oh, unless I'm just... Apparently, unless I don't know how smart servos works either. Somehow, some way. It's not possible. I've said some dumb things in my time casting StarCraft, let's be real. Yay. Play Citadel here for this game too, setting this up, seeing where we go, seeing what our plan may be. Reaper in the orbital coming through, hatch gas and the pool coming up at the moment, so we get that all underway. Doesn't reduce sieging times and mode changing times. Not for tanks. Tanks don't get affected by it. Yeah. I think it's Hellbats, Viking landing, Thors in changing their mode, and I think that's just it. Hellions, Vikings, Thors actually. Like Hellions to Hellbats and back, and then Vikings and Thors as well. I don't even think it does anything for Liberes. Scam game, man. Scam upgrade. Unbelievable. Gonna get pushed around. Little grenade coming through. Couple CCs coming up. The link speed building through. We have got a third base coming around. Orbital still producing for the moment. Queens are going to be there, just going to push the Reaper back a little bit, so again we continue to chase that away. For a few moments the Reaper is going to get the creep tumor, the Queens are going to continue to push the Reaper back as well. Aliens, starport, continue to come about, link speed will come through, again the Overlord and the hatchery continue to come around the Queen's old building. Again, our Queens just continue to come by there. The Hellions and the Banshee coming online, bringing a lot of the rest of this up and running as the link speed continues to produce. Here from the two Hellions is going to be there. Queen's going to shoot and fire. And you have the Queens and the drones continue to produce at the moment. I feel like it should. Can you imagine how OP it would be if tanks could unsiege and siege even faster though? Like, part of the downside of tanks is that, you know, a commitment to a position. If smart servos just makes tanks unsiege and siege faster, it just removes a lot of the balance, you know? Around siege tanks. I get it, like in theory it fits with the upgrade, I just think in terms of balance it just wouldn't be beneficial for the game. You would just be changing a lot of things and timings for something that's just not really needed, really. What if medevacs could pick up siege tanks now? Now we're talking. That's actually a cool idea. We could create one of the most micro-intensive styles of all time by having medevacs consistently kite siege tanks backwards. I still believe medevacs should have been able to pick up siege tanks, but when they dropped them, they should have been unsieged. Probably would have been too good, though, realistically. There's the same idea, right? It removes the power, it removes the commitment or the investment of, like, it removes the investment of the tank being sieged in the first place because it's not really committed to the position anymore. And don't get me wrong, tank evacs sucked to play against, but they were generally very fun to watch, personally. I always thought they created some really cool situations. Some people will die on the other side of that argument, but I actually really thought they were kind of fun to watch. Ashes in the main base, and Solar is just losing drones aplenty right now. This is not a good game for Solar, and this series is, I don't want to say it's getting out of hand just because we lost a few workers, but like this is not a good starting point in this one. Talons get over to the right, jumping on toward the hatchery. Enjoyed some of the TVTs back then. Yeah, I actually think it was better in TVT because both of them could do it. It actually made TVT a lot more fluid. People didn't like the chess match of TVT being taken away from them either, to be fair, right? Like, everyone prefers their things, and I think Tankifac's probably a step too far, but I do think there was some fun parts to them as well, you know? Drop one Tankifac near your mineral line, watch the suffering. Yeah, but then like just don't let him drop in near your mineral line, man. Just play around it, you know? Just play around it. Easy. Hydra Queen gonna open up onto a set of rocks over there. We do see the Hellions and Marines gathering together. Pushing forward. Hydra Queen gonna be pushed back a little bit. Just gonna try and run up this ramp. I think the Hydras are actually gonna be pretty powerful to defend this here. They are 1-1 upgrade. Oh, they're not 1-1 upgrade yet, but they will be. So that will help them to kind of stay in this fight. Marine tank moving around. We got a Zergling just going to get picked away at right here. Gonna be seeing the couple shots coming around. Just gonna be seeing the Bane Speed and Soul coming up. So it looks as though he's gonna survive through to the next game. So those Banshees pushing through, trying to connect. Just going to be seeing the Hydras trying to step forward as well. We see the Banshees trying to kite. Hatchery gets cancelled. Hydras get rid of one Banshee already. Again, the +1 vehicle weapons, the 2-2 upgrades coming around. A bunch of additional Marines, tanks, and the medevacs producing as well. Marines will get rid of a couple of the creep teamers here, and we will have the Marines. Still just going to have to lift up and pull back away from there once again. Just getting back out of this. And the 2-2 upgrades coming about. The Marine tank medevac all building. I've got a couple lurkers, like I say, on the way soon because Solar's got that lurker den setting up, so Solar doing Solar things, which is surviving through the difficult phase of this game, getting toward lurkers, and basically looking to come out the other side of this whole thing smiling. See if he will be smiling this time. I mean, there's way less pressure on the map compared to the last game. Solar actually has space here to kind of set up and establish, so that should help out massively as the rest of this Marine tank continues to join around. Again, the Hydroling Bane joining up for a couple seconds as well. And I'm just going to be seeing the Lings going to take that chance to kind of dive in toward this army here for a few moments. A couple of these siege tanks going to get caught. And this is Solar winning a fight before he even gets to the lurkers, so this is going to definitely put him in a better position as we keep pushing through. The tank is going to go down. A few Marines stranded on the low ground, so they're just going to be left behind. And these Hydras are shoving up like there's no tomorrow. And to be fair, there may be no tomorrow for the Terran player in this game because this one is going well. However, the counter drop is massive. That's a lot of Marines that Solar did not account for, so that's a major issue. Just going to see the Hydra Bane coming back through there as well. We will see the Bioforce going to go back over toward this hatchery. Hatchery on this bottom left side is going to go down. Well, tanks coming through. The 2-2 upgrades are building. Wow, what a great counter drop from Persal. Just when it felt like Solar was going all out on the other side and seeing no resistance, the drop comes in and absolutely delivers a heck of a blow there in the end. Three coming up as well. Just going to see the 2-2 upgrades, the adrenal glands coming by. This Marine tank force continues to press over to that right-hand side. Tanks going to get ready to hits. Let's see, a little bit coming over. The Marine's going to have to run away for a second. The Lurker's still fighting from afar. So Lurker's fighting from afar. I mean, that makes this kind of the easier defense for Soul than it would have been otherwise. Lurker's just going to run up. Blind Cloud already coming down. The Blinding Cloud again. A lot of this bio still getting chased away. The Banes and the Lings doing their thing. Ling, Bane, Hydra Lurk are still pushing through. Just going to be seeing the Lings getting up to that high ground. They're going to be able to surround these tanks as well. That might be the bigger issue of this for Persal right now, is that he just can't stop this surge forward. And that might just be where Solar breaks him down here for Game 2 for this series to get all tied up here in this lower bracket elimination match of the OSC Championship Season 13. Hydra's Lurkers keep pushing forward. Couple of snipes trying to come through, but Solar ain't stopping. The base is already pushed away. It's going to be seeing Solar. It's going to take game number 2 to tie this up. All right, we get tied up 1-1. I go to Death Aura, map 3 of this series. We are missing Indy. Get him in here. We're tied up 1-1. Ah, fun little TVZ so far. Game 3 going through. Get this ready to rumble. As you can hear, countdown ticking along. Solar versus Persal ZVT Death Aura, one of the previous maps. This is part of the OSC extended map pool, so we have some extra maps added to the typical map pool here in the OSC events. And for reasons like this, it gives us extra fun, especially in these larger series. It's to see some of the older maps kind of mixed in every now and again. Death Aura is a fun one because it gets pretty aggressive. It kind of has like a macro-y kind of layout, but then the middle of the map kind of speeds up a lot with those speed zones and so on. Festival in the top left, Solar in the bottom right. Game 3 of this best of 5. Who will take the edge on this one? Finding out very soon. One player will get to match point, of course. The other, see the verge of elimination. Win this, so to just talk about where we're at in the bracket, if you win this, you're going to be playing against the loser of Bjorn, Clem, and Kua. So it's going to be another versus Terra match for Solar if he gets through. That's a very winnable match, I think, for Solar. Win that, you then play Max Packs, and that's your pathway into the lower bracket semifinals. So that's how this bracket kind of looks. Obviously, exclamation mark B if you want to take a quick peek at things and see where things are at, or it's pinned in the top of the YouTube chat. Just while I have a moment or two, guys, don't forget you can support the channel by subscribing to the YouTube. I'm going to press the right button here. I've got hotkeys. I'm trying to think which one I set up for the YouTube. I think it's this one. Wait, did I not set it up? No, I didn't add the YouTube one in. No! I didn't add the YouTube one to this screen. Ugh, I'm such a failure. I think they're talking about the map and when it was played and stuff. I do have this one. Bam! Support me on Patreon. But yeah, that's not the one I actually want to play. I have a YouTube one, but I didn't freaking set it up on the in-game, so that's a bad one on me. That is my bad. How did I manage to set up one but not the other? It's a talent, to say the least. A talent, to say the least. Alright, Reaper gonna come through. We are gonna see the Marine. Gonna get in after the Overlord. Old man Solo yapping about the old days. He's like, do you remember before you were born? We actually used to play this map, you know? And Persal's like, what? You played on this shit? I remember there used to be a TVZ build in 2019 or 2020 that started with 1 BC in a bio. Battlecruiser was super popular in TVZ just in general, no? I mean, Battlecruiser builds were very solid because you just get a BC to harass, and the difficult part was knowing how many BCs it was, because 1 BC you do not want to build a Spire against, but multiple BCs you do, and then 1 BC puts a lot of harassment down. You know, 1 BC can put a lot of harassment down, and then you follow up into bio, and you know, back then it was just one of those. It was just a way of opening and putting some a quotation mark light harassment. But it's annoying because if you always kept the BC alive, it was harassment that stayed in the game the entire way through, right? So, do I speak some Korean or read it? I can maybe pick out like a word here or a word there. Like I know roughly what certain things say. I can read it in terms of like I can sound it out. I can read the alphabet. Not super quickly, but yeah, I know like a couple of things, but I wouldn't say I can speak Korean. I can, for example, if they write the map, so if they veto in Korean, I can see which maps they're vetoing. If you give me like a moment or two, I can usually figure all the maps out, for example, and stuff. But yeah, it's I wouldn't say I'm anywhere close to actually being successfully able to speak Korean or anything like that. I know like a couple of things, like when they ask for like 1 moment and stuff, just because I've seen it so many times, like they pause and they say 1 moment, stuff like that I can kind of point out in the moment, but that's about it. So I asked, have you ever played in this map? Persal said yes. He also said this map launched in 2021. I can read GG in Korean. Yeah, I can do that much. Let's see, the Italian's going to try and poke up the frontier for a couple of moments. They're putting some pressure on. Moving up initially. At the end of each series, they say thank you for your hard work. Yeah. And it's like Sugoyo or so. I can't remember what it actually stands out as. I'm so used to seeing them write it, I don't read it, you know? But yeah, they say that every time. I mean, I made an effort to learn Korean for a little while. It's one of those things where I kind of wish I'd stuck to it a bit. It's just like, it's so hard to motivate yourself. And like, I actually probably could have made some use of it because I talked to Korean players, but like, I don't know. Learning the language feels like I'm not the sort of person that do things very well if I don't have like some big motivating reason or someone to make sure I'm doing my homework, you know? So trying to teach myself was pretty It'd be kind of cool. I mean, if I had some free time, the thing is like, right now, I'd say if I had free time, it'd be cool to pick it back up again, but then realistically, like, real talk, like, if I had free time, that probably means I'm not doing StarCraft stuff, and if I'm not doing StarCraft stuff, then probably isn't as exciting to learn Korean anymore. Like, there's no winning there. There's no winning there. Sugo Haseo. Feelings moving about. Missile upgrades again. The choice from Soul is going to play heavy on the Hydras early and then kind of follow up into the kind of full-on Lingbane Hydra Force after the fact. So, kind of where we're heading right now. One upgrades. The Groove Spines are coming through. We do see the Bane Nest going about right there. Again, Spore Crawler, the drones, and the Hydras continue to build by for a couple moments. Bring the rest of this into play. Bit of a shove from Percival. You see the 3 extra racks? Yeah, to me this is an 8 racks map. I mean, speed through the center, the positions you can set up on. There's a lot of ledges on this map, so I always felt like it was very good for kind of pushing in certain areas. seeing how Solar approaches the defense against this, as the Hydras initially will just try and stand up against those first few Marines. No combat shield just yet. In between matches, you should just introduce Learn Korean with Wardy. Yeah? We just all learn Korean together. What could possibly go wrong? An interactive learning experience with Twitch chat is bound to be a success story. Green Hellbat put some work in on those Lings at the front. Solo has good supply still. And as the tanks are getting closer. Things like the Hellbats are the kind of thing where it's like, okay, they can obviously be nice, but in the red scenario, you can kind of get rid of those pretty quickly and easily as Solar 2. Bane speed is finishing. That's not going to matter if all these Banes don't get to finish up. Some of them do. Heal away. We're going to have to give up this base, which means we're immediately going down to a 4-base setup. So right off the bat here, things kind of get reset down from where we were at, and that's not exactly ideal. We have the Lurk then still building up as well. 5 Ling Bane, all continuing through. Let's just have the Marine Hellbat tank force still firing away and getting some shots off from that low ground. This is what's nice about it. You can just hit the high ground from that low ground. You've got to come down a ramp and then around to try and fight those tanks. And that's kind of the issue right now for Solo, trying to like maneuver around and manipulate around this position. He is going to go for the surrounds. He comes in from the top side as well. The Marines are very clumped. There's got to be a lift up and leave scenario, but that means you're going to leave some units behind almost definitely. And that's going to become expensive. We go for the dive into the main base as Persal tries to make something of this in these next moments. Queen's still trying to chase in after the medevacs. The Marines gather about. Bane, Hydra going to move through. Bane's just connecting. Marines taking a lot of damage down on the bottom side. This hatchery gets cleaned up as well. The rest of the Marines still continue to come by. And 2 upgrades coming about. Marine Marauder still coming over. Just going to see that Ghost Academy coming through also. Bring a lot of the rest of that up and rolling. Here's the melee upgrade, plus 2 Carapace coming by. The Vipers and the Seismic Spines all coming up. Adrenal Glands continue to come into play. As we'll get the Medevacs get pushed away. These Marines must push through, and a couple of Creep Teamers start to go down already. Creep Teamers being cleaned out. Lingbane Hydra stepping forward. We're just going to be seeing the rest of this going back around as well, as the Marines will unload back to the other side of those rocks. So jumping to the other side of this and back into position. But yeah, the most important thing is that Solo has survived through that first wave of aggression, and now, you know, Percival's taking a 4th base, but Solo's also onto Lurkers, and he can start to expand to the extra bases himself over the next few moments. So things definitely start to take a turn in the right direction here for Solo. Game 3 of this best of 5. Means it can spread. Lingbane Hydra, Lurker, joining up to get ready to go. You can see a bunch of these biounits. You be careful, almost just walking into trouble there. Not what you want to be seeing. We got a massive chase up to the top side, so again, just going to be seeing a bunch happening in that side. Lingbane, Lurker, could use a gather up as well, so we regather here once more. Just going to be seeing the rest of this coming back through. And the Ling's going to run up. The Hydra Bane is going to be right there. Just going to be seeing the Hydra's going to continue to surge forward for the few moments. The Lings are going to get a jump on this. The siege tank's going down. Solo just bringing the aggression across the map. He's chasing after a few SCVs. This orbital command goes down before Solo gets out. Kind of makes a lunge on the Hydra, maybe it didn't have to happen. Cancels the CC here as well, which is nice because you're going to stop one of the potential rebuild command centers from coming through just right off the bat. I'm going to see the Lurker burrows on that right-hand side and just hitting that planetary fortress. The Lurker's still putting the work in. The Liberator is going to siege up, setting up on that right side. The Marines get through there. The Lurker is going to get picked away at as well. Again, 3/3 upgrades continue to come by, so again, a lot of that just comes up right now. The Ghosts, the Marines, the Liberators all continue through, and we have that Conquestor Shells coming up as well. Still add on those additional Lurkers, get a lot of that on the go here keep producing through as the 2-2 upgrades, and that is melee and missiles. Build in from Solar, something that will help us as well. Tank and the few changelings just going to step through for a couple moments as well here. Just take a moment or so. +2 melee, +2 missiles, Hydra, Bane, Ling, all producing for now. So maxed out where Percival sits at 153 supply. Going to try and hang tight to the bases that he has. We'll try and reestablish the third base in the next few moments. He's being chased through the middle of the map as well, though. The Lings, Banes, and the Hydras chase through, going after the rest of those units. The Lurkers are going to get burrowed up into the main, and they're going to start going through for a bunch. The Knight has got online. He's just going to decide to get away from there quickly as well, though. And I don't blame him for that, because they do abduct a couple Liberators forward for some free damage. I don't blame him for wanting to kind of get out of there quickly. That kind of makes sense. You see Banes continue to crash on forward. The siege tank's already falling. The Hydras are here to back this up and to put some extra damage through. The Bio Army will be there. We push back the other way. We put that damage in. And just like I said, chase out of this momentarily here as we have now this Bio Force still trying to chase. A couple of Lurkers getting burrowed up and just going to get a turnaround on that. The Hydras are going to be looking to turn around as well. And Suns are coming back to the top. And yeah, siege tank, Marines, and the Ghosts building as well. The Bio, and just take a chance on a lurker out in the open. Percival trying to hang on in there, and any little move he can make right now to try and set things back into his favor would be lovely. Just has not been able to do that just yet. And the Hydra Bane going to move around a little bit. This Marine tank. Lib Ghost continues to come through, just seeing the army of Solar just sat there for a moment or so, looking to make a move in. We are going to see the Blinding Cloud on the tank. There are some ghosts in the background here. Units are starting to make a grab on them, and we are getting on top of these tanks defensively on the left side with just a group of Zerglings, so that's going to be very successful. There goes that kind of defensive layering on the high ground that, yeah, I would say was looking to have a lot of potential success. Now these things are still moving through. SCVs are still taking damage. We see a Ghost there going to whack away at a few of the Marines as well. And +3 melee, +3 carapace, all building through the spire, and the Lings all coming up. The Hydras knock down the rocks. And those Liberators still joining up. Lings building, spire on the way. These creep teamers coming through. We are going to take a chance to jump onto the rocks now on the left-hand side. Just taking through this already. Step back over. Bling Bane Spire coming through. The Burrow coming up. +3 melee and +3 carapace upgrades, all a part of that as well. You see the Liberators trying to hold off against these Hydras. I mean, it's a pretty doomed outlook, right? When all those SCVs are caught. Percival has an army. It's off to the right side, so now he has to attack back up a ramp to kind of defend his own base. GG, I think, is the only right resolution on this one. And Solar will take the 2-1 lead, bouncing back from the 1-0 deficit very strongly so far, keeping himself in a solid position for this matchup. So, Solar now a map away from advancing and keeping our only Zerg player alive to what will be the final, or the second to last day of the competition. It's not going to be a fun section through the bottom side for Solar, I don't think, but yes, we will see as we get ready to go into White Rabbit for this next game, and see if Percival can pull us back to game 5, or if Solar will continue to knock Percival down as he has the last couple of maps. Alright, over here I should be able to press the button, and it's gonna show up right here, the magical thing that tells you to subscribe to YouTube. Let's see if it works. Nice. Actually, I want it a bit more like down here though, I think. Oh, come back. Show up again. I want it like there. Oh, stop locking. Oh, it's like snapping. Hang on. Let's just put it up one more time. Yeah, like that's good. Nice. Nice. Bam. Now everyone knows to sub on YouTube. I'm gonna just set that up on the in-game screen as well when you go in-game. Yeah, set it up now actually. Why do I have it on here? Over there. Nice, and then turn it off, and then just very quickly do my settings. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now it works. Bam, I can press the button. Amazing. I'm so easily pleased. I'm so easily just like content with things and how things go. That's half the production budget right there, new button. Look, I don't take your money and waste it on nothing, you know? I'm addicted to the YouTube sub count going up. I'm gonna spend the money on telling people, having something pop up while I say it is clearly going to be effective at making sure we continue to grow the YouTube sub count, you know? Obviously. Clearly. Needs more red arrow and circle. Some things you can't just fix everything, you know? I don't have red arrows and circles, okay? Freaking YouTubers, man. Can you imagine if YouTubers just unanimously agreed to get rid of all the clickbait and just actually just made good titles and thumbnails and stuff? And just like everyone agreed, like, you know, if someone broke the rule on that, they would just get shunned from the YouTube community. YouTube just banned them, bam. You know? Would the world be a better place? Like, probably be no different, but, you know, I'd like it more. You see the reactor coming down. A couple of Marines already produced through. A couple of Marines get underneath. The Overlord going to take some damage. It's going to fall in a few moments' time. Link speed, Queens, Overlords, and so all continue to come up here as we get that underway. Oh, this is a completely different build. The 3cc and then 3 barracks, so no factory support here for Percival in game number 4. Going to be very bio-heavy, but very bio-centric as we settle in these early stages to see what we can maybe do. Pretty kind of interesting, honestly, to see how that plays out as the Marines. It's going to be there, circling back the other way for a few moments. That around. Take a couple of moments to set up into place. Things is about to be done, so we'll have a chance to run through here and to try and put some pressure on. But there's a lot of Marines, so unsurprisingly, they're going to be able to, for now at least, turn the Lings away. Marines is going to grab the rocks, we'll drop a mule down, factory coming up, Marines in the stem continue to come through as well, so we get the rest of that underway here for the moment. We've seen a few Marines going to be there, a couple of Lings getting pushed around. Refinery's going to finish up, a mule drops down into position. Carapace upgrade coming through as the stim pack, and the combat shield on the way by. Marines keep producing, starport on the way. Stimming combat shield then all building through, and like I say, we'll see if this heavy bio setup from Persal is going to have any success at any point soon here, because if you don't do something soon, then this entire investment, question whether it's been worthwhile or not. I mean, a single lane here, going to see the third coming down. Still see Marines after Marines. I mean, we've got a Bane Nest on the way. I just don't know if Solo's prepped. I mean, the issue right now is that these Marines are not backed up by anything. So, like, right now, these Marines are actually a little bit suspect. Like, they may not be actually wanting to be out on the map here. As we get rid of a couple of 15 minutes to begin with. It's going to see the Marines still stepping forward. The Queens will play a little bit of the back and forth. Figure out what exactly they can do. Not too much overall right now, though, in reality, as we get the rest of this moving through for the moment. So we step off to the sides. We're going to be having those extra Banes coming about, the Carapace upgrade coming online as well, so bring that into play. Things get around, Depot taking some damage. The Marines take a little stim across. You see Marines stimming down the left-hand side. The Lingers and the Banes looking to move over. Evacs load those Marines up. We're going to evacuate out of here. Melee upgrade, Bane speed continue to come through. Infestation Pit is in production. You see the Lings deciding where they want to go as well for the next few moments. The Marines coming back across. The Lings again will chase a couple of Banes wanting to try and be there. Get set right now as you just see the Marines going to load back up, and Persal keeping the pressure going. Solo, when he gets Bane speed, will have a much easier time against this. Until then, just trying to fight this off with a lot of the Lings and slow Banes. Does have the Carapace at least to help him kind of absorb some of the shots that get kind of fired through onto. Once again, the Lings, the Banes, getting a decent surround. Those Marines taking a bunch of damage. Couple of Banes still stepping forward, the Ling's still going to be there. Pushing back for a little bit of time. We will see the Ling's back around to the top side for the moment. Ling's going to get around, just going to get the wrap on this army. A bunch of those Marines taking damage. Siege Tank going to get grabbed as well. Just going to be able to nab that so far. The rest of these Marines are still stepping through. The Ling Bane, very much so looking to be a part of this and getting involved. The Medivacs have to retreat away. We are going to retreat just out over to the sides and get loading back in that direction once more. Yeah, guys, Persal is a Korean Terran player. And drilling claws and the +2 attack coming about. Just going to be seeing the Lings coming over. It's going to be, again, getting wrapped around, force to lift up, force to leave. We're going to try and get rid of some of the creep. There's a lot of creep on the map. It's one of the things that keeps Sola very safe in this game currently. So definitely kind of keeps him in a very kind of okay position, despite this overall feeling as though maybe things are, like I say, a little bit kind of scary. I mean, it feels like there's a lot of pressure potential from Percival, but then because of the creep, you can't really do much. It's a nice catch on a sieging tank. There's a couple of units that just get abandoned over there as well for the next couple of moments. Marine's going to be there. Wingbane coming around. Just going to see the army still settling. The feelings will continue to go in after the Marines. And just have the couple libs still building through. Drilling claws, 2-2 upgrades. All of that continuing. We do see a depot right there. Take a little bit of damage as well. The Adrenal Clans and Hydrogen continue to come by. Marines actually going to get after a bunch of these Banelings. Medivacs. I'm just going to peel off to the side. The Lings moving down to the bottom. Again, Hydra's coming up. Adrenal Glands, missiles, melee upgrade. They all continue in as well. The Marines sitting down this ramp. The Ling Bane wants to make a little dive in toward the Marines there as well. A few Lings continue to come about. Just going to be seeing the couple of Lings getting over there. Continue to try and get through. And yeah, guys, this match is completely live. It is live. Can you not tell? I'm following someone else's observing. That's why you're actually seeing all of the action in the game. So it's actually live. Medevacs, Marines. Gonna be seeing the Liberators as well continue to make that little push forward for a couple of moments here. Need to move on through. Medevacs will load up. The Lingbane Hydra gonna gather around. Just gonna be seeing the Lurker building. That's where Still obviously gets usually into his highest strength, but not there yet, so we'll see exactly what happens. As Persal is still keeping the pressure up, still pressuring through. A lot of units on the left side still looking to counterattack while the army to the right side comes around as well. So, good split away on the Parasite Bomb. Like it says, a lot of units on the left, but still it does not commit with them. I think that base on the top left would have been a little exposed, to be honest, but like we see, we just don't commit through to it, so it doesn't matter for now. Some more Marines going to step into what this hatchery. It's going to take some more damage as well. And it is going to fall for the moment. Nice pick off. As you see, a couple of mines going off. Hydra's taking damage. Overlord taking some shots as well. I'm just going to see 3-3 coming up. Vehicle plane coming through. Marine tank, butter mines coming up as well. The Ling is just going to take the Sense Tower down. Fire steps through. The Zerglings will continue to fall. That will be the end of those at the very least. Overlord over there gets picked off. The Niners network still coming through. The extra Lings coming over. I mean, the Lings will not do much. They would just run into the main army. The main force of Solar, though, is moving upwards. Obviously, it looked like there's maybe some potential there. We're getting close to Seismic Spines. We're getting close to an army of Solar that is genuinely going to be very, very good here. There's the Lingbane Hydra coming about. Just going to be seeing the Lingbane stepping through as well. Looking to try and get a jump in towards this. A couple of Widow Mines get picked off. The Bane's still chasing through. The Hydras are going to be there and continue to go for this push. Right now, a couple of Liberators are sieged up, shoving this away as well for the moment. Keeping back on that right away as we just see the Fire will step through. A couple of Queens going down already. We do see the Lings still chasing the battle. Parasite Bomb goes down onto these Medevacs. Medevacs taking a chunk of damage. Hydra's chasing over as well. Again, just chasing the rest of that away. As the Viper sets up too, so again, a little bit more happening over in that direction. A few Hydras get through, want to go for the Liberator, and we'll make pretty good progress on that one at least. As hectic game, just a lot going on, a lot happening here, there, and everywhere at the moment. Viper gets back to consuming, so we just consume through for a couple more moments as well. The Niners network popping up in the corner of this base as well. So Niners just comes through once again. The Lings are still trying to chase forward. Ling Hydra pushing through also. The Ghosts still coming. And we are going to see the Lings able to close the distance. The tank going down. The rest of these units coming through once again. I mean, obviously getting rid of the Ghost would be nice. Solar supply, not too hot right now. Gonna have to back it up. Doesn't have a lot of money banked either. And at this stage, it's what, 1 Viper, 9 Hydras, and he's just spamming Zerglings. Gonna try and rebuild a few drones because these workers went down in the last few moments. To trying to reestablish some economy, and then we really need to try and reestablish some tech on this field. I like a couple of Infestors. He's got a lot of gas bank, but not a lot of minerals. So that's a good way to get useful units out while being efficient with the resources you have available to you. So I like that a lot. I actually think that's a very smart choice. Just going to see the Hydras lunging forward here. Going to take this fight. Parasite Bomb onto the Medevacs. I mean, this is a good fight where it's just, first of all, was not fully set up, and a few more units are just kind of trailing in the back. Gives Solar the chance to actually really trade well. Solar does good at just kind of, again, pushing this away. Like I say, the Infestors are continuing to come about as well, so bring those Infestors up. Again, Ling Hydra still building by. Just got the Viper overhead, going to make its way through the hive. Continue to pick through that for a couple of moments. Niners on the top left, getting set into place. Hydra Lurk is still building. Drones and the Lings and the Overlords coming through. Just going to see the Command Center going to float over for a couple of moments as well. Again, Marine Marauder Mine, Siege Tank coming over. Getting a lot of this underway. Io taking a chance to knock the future creep timbers down. Also, the Lings are still stepping forward. Once more, the Medevacs have to lift up and back away from this, just escaping out for the moment. There's extra couple Liberators still building through. Marine, Marauder, Tank, Ghost, all going to be here And in good numbers as well. Both players are maxing out. Just gonna catch a couple of these lurkers. The Nidus goes down, so the lurkers cannot play the getaway game. They do not get to just kind of scoot out of there freely, so that is gonna come in at a cost as well. A couple of refineries still building through. We are going to see the rest of the Ling Bane Hydra moving across once again as well. A couple of Widow Mine shots trying to go off. Liberators will siege. +3 melee. Ling's on the way. Burrow upgrade producing. A lot of that's still coming about there as the Liberators will siege up once more the Ling Bane Hydra. Trying to close the gap on that army. Good fungal growth on the front line. Going to hit a bunch of those units straight away. The rest of that bio coming back over the other direction. +3 melee building from Solar. For the moment, at least, we get out of there from Solar. Like I said, good fungal and just trying to make the most of these situations that arise, trying to take the best raids we can find over the course of this. Missile turret still building about. Again, the planetary fortress, the command centers all building as well. We're going to chase up this high ground. Couple of Widow Mine shots going off. Liberator is going to try and siege up for a moment or two. Gonna see the ghosts are gonna do their thing, picking off a bunch of these Hydras and the Infestor as well. Those snipes. Lings on the top side, 14 SCVs going down. Now these lurkers get burrowed. A couple of these Widow Mines already being cleaned out. A Marine going down as well, make that a couple of them. Ling Hydra chasing the medevacs. On the left-hand side, the Planetary Fortress is gonna go down, so the Planetary Fortress falls. That is a dead planetary. +3 melee upgrades still coming through. The Lings coming about. The Hydra Lurker coming about as well. We bring a lot of that still underway here. Just going to see that Nidus network going down already. Marine Ghost production has continued. I mean, at this point, Soul has a lot of the map. Persal has a good amount of bases still, so he's still looking pretty confident here in the current position, I'd say. As you see a bunch of snipes going down, I mean, that's exactly where you love to be as the Terran. Snipe, snipe, snipe. Every time you hear a snipe, a unit is dying. And that is just free value being found in those early stages. So yeah, you love to hear that as the Terran here in this one. I'm going to try and make a dive onto the hatchery. Hydra's bursting forward, looking to try and jump on these medevacs. But once again, Persal makes a getaway. Ling Hydra says, kind of get around on the right side. A couple snipes here to try and make things happen. And again, trying to make sure we can kind of push back a little bit as best we can. The Marine and the couple of Marauders also trying to do that thing. The Queen is going to be able to finish off the medevac there. The Lings sweep through, looking to play cleanup as well. And now the rest of this army coming down to the bottom side of the map, looking to shut down maybe a base. Got a base, that would be incredible, but that's obviously asking for a lot as well. You can see the Ling's going to get onto the missile turret for a moment or so there too, so that's just going to be a factor momentarily. Ling Bane still pushing forward. The Infestors are going to be a part of this. Big shove into that army. Viper ready to get involved. The Parasitic Bomb gets flung onto a medevac to begin with, and 12 SCVs dead so far. That's the Ling Bane Hydra coming through. Bane's looking to crash into the Marauders in the front line. Solar not moving from being maxed out like at any point of this, I feel like. I feel like he's consistently being right up there at 196 supply or something. It's similar. He's actually going to get rid of that far top left base, so a fresher base. Okay, maybe he doesn't go down, gets pushed out of here for the moment. 23 SCVs killed, and that's going to be a bit of a dent on the economy of Percival. This is not a game where both players have, massive banks, right? This is not a game at all where both players have massive banks, in fact. What it is a game of, though, is a game where both players are reliant on the money that's coming in to rebuild and to go again, because they've got a lot of bases. And that is the issue right now, I think, here from Percival, where losing those workers, it's actually the kind of game where you do need a good worker count. You do need to have that economy available to you. Parasitic Bomb is going to claim a bunch of stuff as well, so we're going to get some more value out of that on top of everything else. And we just have the couple of Widow Mine shots coming through. The Hydra Ling Bane continues to chase on forward. These ghosts in trouble as they get hunted. Siege tank is going to get taken down. And these Banes are going to get right through to the ghosts in the back lines. That's not a fun way to have this series end as Percival. One hell of a series. Percival and Solar battle it out. Percival will face elimination from the 13th OSC Championship, as Solar just a little too good. After a rough opening game, we get back on track and bring that one through. Alrighty, guys. That is going to be Solar staying alive and advancing further and deeper into this OSC Championship bracket. So we are going to be heading into what will be our last match of the day, guys. Like I said, it is a bit of a shorter stream. I've got some IRL stuff to do. But solo advances through. And then now we have Cristiana versus Shameless. The winner of this moves on, and we'll play the loser of Clem Cure. I guess what's kind of fun about this, guys, is that we know the first matchup tomorrow pretty much has to be Clem versus Cure, because we can't play anything else unless Clem Cure gets played. So we're figuring out what the start of tomorrow is going to look like a little bit. Very sneaky of us. So yeah, it's going to be Cristiana Shameless now, and then, like I say, that's the last match for today. The next couple of days will be some longer streams. We have more matches to bring you guys. Like I said, it's got some IRL to be done, so gotta get out and get to that. Alright, let's get ready for Cristiana versus Shameless. Got some ads rolling, so there'll be a moment or two. Get this ready to go in just a moment. Cool. Clem game only been 7 weeks in the waiting. Oh, hold up. Not been that long. But Clem last play. Clem was just seeded into this part. Yeah, I guess it has been. We haven't seen Clem at all in this event. Yeah, that part is true. What's up, Grim K? Thank you so much for the 10-month resub on the Prime. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. And yeah, let's actually jump over to... I'll tell you what we'll do, guys. We'll jump over to the Ladder Legends ad here for a moment before we jump into our next series, and we'll end the day with that as well. Perfect. Let's do this, and I'll see you guys in a moment. BRB.
StarCraft is a freaking hard game. When you look at where you are and then where the very best are, improving can start to feel like an impossible task. But it doesn't have to be this hard. Enter Ladder Legends. Ladder Legends is a dedicated academy aimed at helping you understand, enjoy, and improve at StarCraft. More than that though, Ladder Legends is a community where StarCraft gamers can get together, make new friends, and dive deeper into the game with them. With incredible coaches and talent like Groovy, Mixu, Gamer Richie, and Tempo, you know something special is happening here. The folks over at Ladder Legends have big plans too, and aim to expand their services into other games. Potential titles include Apex Legends, Valorant, Heroes of the Storm, League of Legends, and more. Join their Discord to let them know what you want to see out of them. And if you only care about StarCraft, join their lively and active Discord anyway. They've also recently launched a fabulous website for their academy, which sports a VOD repository, masterclasses, a build order library, the ability to book one-on-one coaching, and more. Check it out by clicking the link in the video description or by scanning the QR code on screen. Once again, thank you to Ladder Legends for the support. Ladder Legends is a dedicated academy specializing in StarCraft for the moment, which has helped people who have been hard stuck break through that ceiling and hit ranks like Masters and even Grandmasters in as short as a month. Be sure to check out their fantastic new website, which sports a VOD repository, masterclasses, a build order library, and the ability to book one-on-one coaching. Gain access to all of that and more by subscribing to Ladder Legends for as little as £14.99 British pounds a month. Check it out by clicking the link in the video description or by scanning the QR code on screen.
Welcome back, guys. Thank you to Ladder Legends, of course, for sponsoring the OSC Championship. I'll put this up here for a moment or two while we get this game set up and read a little bit more about Ladder Legends and check out their sites and socials to check it out. Alrighty, guys, just double checking we were pretty much good to go here, and I think we are. That's going to be one PvP to wrap up the day in the form of Cristiana versus Shameless. We're going to get that on the go. Ready to roll? Thank you again, Ladder Legends. We'll watch that ad again just before the stream ends. Carried away, dude. Got to play it before now. Naughty streamer over here. Anyways, let's get into this. In the top right corner, our blue Protoss player is going to be Shameless. That's and Cristiana. Cristiana, the red Protoss bottom left, look to battle into this next round of this OSC Championship. And I think it's been a cool run for both of them so far. You will come out of this section of PvP to play against a Terran. Like I said, it's finally going to be... So what's hilarious about this, so Shameless started in lower bracket round 4. Cristiana started in this round of the lower bracket because he came through the upper bracket for a bit. So Cristiana's run was 3-1 Nikaract, 3-2 Shameless, so he actually beat Shameless last time in 5 games, and then 2-3 against Classic. Meanwhile, Shameless lost to Cristiana after beating Jumi. He then beat Nightmare 3-2 and Mana 3-1. If Shameless wins this, he will finally get a chance to play non-PvP in this playoff bracket, because it has all been PvP for him so far. He dropped into that PvP heavy section, and it's been, like I say, a lot of PvP as we know. But we are getting to the point where there really should just be significantly less PvPs. So that part is getting quite exciting here, as the probe will chase the other probe for a couple of moments. We take a couple seconds. We're not going to see the cyber cores coming up, the gateways coming by, and get established here for the next few moments as some nibbles come through. I've got to remember I'm observing again, going from a live game to a replay. I've got to put the work in. It's not bad, it's just I have to get my brain in the right mindset. My brain's like, wait, move the mouse? Move the mouse while talking? You wanted me to do what now? That's a thing for sure. Cyber core's coming through, gets set here. We are going to see Sentry in the Wolf Gate building by, so just a lot of that coming straight into play, and seeing where exactly we can go with it. So a couple stalkers coming through. Stalkers building, Wolf Gate's on the way, and the pylon's getting built for the next few moments. Probe coming over too. Again, the Warp Gate's building, Stalkers and the Sentry all coming about. And we just get set for the next couple of moments here. Cristiana holds the record for second most tournaments ever won during an OSC season at 61. This was third and fourth place on that record. Damn. See, this is what the OSC eSports.com Hall of Fame is great for. You can find out about everything these guys have done in OSC events at the very least, which is very neat. It's a very well-established set of statistics. As that Nexus comes through on both sides of the map, we're going to start this off as a bit of macro PvP, it would seem. So, a little bit of macro PvP to get underway with. A few Stalkers on this central area moving down to the bottom left. A couple more Stalkers getting warped in. Sentry Stalker together, just gathering. And you're seeing those Stalkers still poking. For a moment or two. And Shameless obviously getting aggressive here. He's expanding, but obviously putting on the aggro right now as we continue to press. We continue to get some damage dealt. It's going to be seeing the Nexus and Probe and Stalkers all building, the blink coming through as well there. So we throw a few more shots out, trying to see what else we can do. And good force field to see a couple of these Stalkers going down at the same time, and we are going to see that back and forth continuing here. Just blink coming up, Robo facility coming by, the few Stalkers escape over to the edges just for the moment as well. Get that all set up. A few Stalkers pulling back over this direction here. And yeah, Robo Facility Forge, Probe and the Sentry building through. And the Blink and the Stalker coming about, the Gateway coming by as well, as the Blink continues to chrono boost. Getting to the upper right, so the Stalker's gathering. And just going to be seeing the Rocks will take some damage already. The couple Sentries there to try and help out as well. Putting some damage in straight away. Getting some work done. Obviously knock some rocks down. Make sure you don't misclick on those at a later point or anything along those lines. Hallucination still moving through, so making its way across, getting into position just for the moment. And the Hallucination takes some damage, and yeah, the Blink coming by. Probe in the Nexus and the Robo Facility coming up as well, so again we continue to get that on the go here just for now. Hallucination still making its move down the bottom, and yeah, Blink coming up, Robo coming up as well. Hallucination into the main. Trying to see what else is going on. Let's just have, obviously, players trying to gather info. Cristiana will make a move on the map. Again, a 3-2 victory from him. Kept him in that winner bracket. Then took Classic to 5 games as well. How can he perform here today against Shameless? I do think this is just a really out there series. Like, if we go to 5 games again between these two, I would not be overly surprised, to be honest. I mean, it just kind of feels like the sort of vibe that we could get as Stalker Sentry Immortal comes pushing through as well. Gonna chase these Stalkers down the bottom. And see the Hallucination taking some damage as well. Hallucination goes down. Temple Archives charging the +1 all building. That Temple Archive is done already. These Stalkers looking to step forward toward the rest of that army as well. Just gather there for a moment or two. The Stalkers do get a few shots off. See one Stalker shot coming by, just going to deal a bit of damage already, +1 charge coming through. 3 additional Stalkers coming up at the moment as well, so we get those extra Stalkers coming by. Stalkers, Sentries, Immortals, building also, just going to see the Stalkers getting picked away out for the moment. We're now going to be seeing our Mortal and Company coming through. Gateways in the Twilight Council continue to build. Guardian Shield popped up. We're now going to have ourselves this army still chasing for a few moments. Facing the upper right-hand side, that Nexus on the way. Cristiana just backs up though. Cristiana has a supply lead coming out of the state of the game. That just kind of has charge up, has less Stalkers. Kind of fun to see so many Stalkers from Shameless, but they just don't have Blink. As he's going to go +2 and going to go with the Glaives as well at this point, so... let us see. You can see our Stalkers here from Cristiana actually dive in on the right side. Ooh, kind of a messy getaway though. Drops a force field, a bunch of the Stalkers were not in the, drops off recall, a bunch of Stalkers not in the recall, 7 probes go down. Lost a few Stalkers, I mean, he keeps himself 15 workers ahead in the game, so Cristiana is in a good position economy-wise. His army count is actually still ahead despite losing a few Stalkers there, so it does feel as though this is all working out fine for Cristiana at the moment. It looks as though this game is absolutely going okay for him. And looking to get a super strong opening in this best-of-5 series in the lower bracket, trying to stay alive to come out victorious. The king of the PvPers, we will call them, because like I say, there's been so much PvP in this section of the tournament. But we're about to be free of it after this matchup as we push in up the top. Cristiana starts to move through his Stalker Archon. Going to push in. The Zell's getting up into the front. The Stalker's going to take some damage. We are going to be seeing a bunch of Adepts warping through here on the side of Shameless. Just try and be a little bit extra. I think these Archons are going to put good damage in. I don't think there's a way to answer these Archons. GG gets called, and Cristiana takes game number 1 of this best-of-5, as that was just too easy. I don't know what Shameless was really trying to do, honestly. Like, he's going into Glaives, and I get it. Some of the Glaive timings and stuff can be really nice and really powerful and everything, but, like, just didn't feel like we had the oomph that we needed there. And your opponent just shows up, and the thing is, the only thing we really had to show was the progression toward Adepts. It's not even like we had anything else going on as Shameless. I just felt very empty and very undeveloped, unfortunately. Alright, well, we'll take another go at this. Let's jump through to a second game here in a moment as we are loading into 10,000 feet. Let's get this one on the go. Bottom right, we'll start here with that player who unfortunately trails by a map. Looking to bounce back. Like I say, it was a big back and forth in the upper bracket between these two. It was actually, I mean, actually it was Shameless who took a 2-0 lead in that series. Then he lost 3 straight to lose the series. So maybe Shameless needs to take this as a chance for him to bounce back a little bit as he trails a map to Cristiana, the red Protoss on the upper left-hand side. It's coming up, probes on the way. Some lead will come down, just getting that put into place as we do see the probe heading across onto the map as well. Moving through for a couple moments, getting set up. Taking some time. I think it's going through and getting set up and running initially. Probe coming about, kind of moving. Just gonna see the gate and cyber core coming up as well. The panel on the left-hand side. We'll get a bit sneaky with that, we'll see shortly. Otherwise, continue to set up pretty reasonably for the moment. Probe does just begin to make its way back home though for the most part, so pulling back here. Just initially. Probe scouted, that's probe turned away. Happy to see the Nexus it seems, and then Cristiana expanded himself, so everyone is going to be playing on the expansion here. Something from the Twilight Council coming through. Nexus on both players. And that hallucination moving by for a little bit, stalking the warp gate coming in. Robo facility and Nexus coming up as well. Nation flies straight through. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, hallucination move flying by again, blinking the warp gate coming up. Nexus coming through. Robo facility going to drop into the main base. Going to be seeing that probe going back into the center. And the blink already building by for the moment for Cristiana. So getting that up, fellow probes in the gateway coming online as well. All of that comes over. Again, the prism, the probes building up as well. The adept coming over. Hallucination stepping on by as well. Just continue to scout. We wait to see how we take this. Blink versus the robo though. So Cristiana will have the ability of the blink. Shameless will have the pressure of the prism, but then outside of that, can obviously start to build up immortals and that very sturdy army. So very strong army, just with less mobility and kind of pinging, ponging pressure that the stalkers give you with that blink effect. It does confirm the prism coming out of the robo as well, so you know the prism's available here. All the adepts getting chased around, but not really going anywhere too meaningful either. As the stalker sentry pulls back, let's follow this prism, but it looks as though it's probably going to go join up with those adepts to lift them around and to put them into even better aggressive positions in these next few moments as these adepts shade up into the prism for the moment. Stalker pushing through, a bit more being done. Prism will hide in that top corner. Immortal and the Nexus continue to come by just for the moment. And Blink Forge, Nexus all coming through. Nexus in the center sets up as well. Let's have ourselves the They're all coming by. The Immortal coming online. Again, the Prism has not really gotten up to much trouble at all just yet. Been pretty chilled out, just kind of continuing to see where exactly we go. Steps pull over to that left-hand side. Just going to be seeing again the +1 and the Stalker still coming up. The extra probes coming through as well. Forge and the Twilight Council still building. The Immortal building as well right now. Getting that on the way. Books and the sentries just come across around the left side for the moment. Get down to the bottom. Take a chance to move toward the third. Stay, you've got Blink, so let's try and make use of it. We've also got Force Field, so if you see the opportunity, you can Force Field a couple units in. In this case, the Prism's going to be there, though, so it's going to be pretty minimal in terms of what we can maybe truly get out to do. Steps on the other side. We'll find 3 workers. So Shameless is actually going to do okay there. This worker count down 53 to the 58. Cristiana with the army supply lead, but not really doing anything with the army supply lead. So as long as he's kind of not really doing anything with it, we kind of sit here and we look pretty happy as Shameless right now. Those few Stalkers still gathering up. Again, +1 on the charge, both coming through. Couple archives building in. And just seeing what we can do here over the next few moments, which does seem to be kind of lacking overall. Cristiana's going to make a move around with these Stalkers, look to see if he can possibly find some opportunity here as we step up his ramp. His ult goes down. The Immortals take some damage as well. Charge and the +1 just building up. The Stalker's still on the right side, moving around a little bit too. Seeing where they can go to continue through with this. Stalkers gather again down to the bottom left for a couple of seconds here. Taking a few moments. Gateways, Templar Archives all building up. Charge and +1 coming through. Stalker just in good number, but again, can we actually commit through to getting anything done here? That's my big question, and right now I don't really feel like anything's happening with this. And the Stalkers just gather. They take a moment. More Stalkers are going to come in as well. Just going to get rid of one of those. Now looking for another. To attack, and those extra zealots all coming by. We got 2 probes coming up. Blink and the Immortal continue to produce, +2 attack coming up as well. So again, a little bit more on all of that for the moment as the Stalk's going to get back down to that bottom right side. Try to see what we can do here. Arc on the +2 will build, +2 in the Blink on the other side of things. The Stalker shots are going to fire. A couple of hits coming back in return as well. Continue to get that on the go for the moment. Stalkers loop back around to this left side again. +2 and Blink all coming in. +2 already on the way up from Cristiana. Going to be much further along than the +2 of Shameless. And just see Zealot taking some damage as well. The Immortal still gathering up. Stalker's going to be here. The Immortals go back the other way. A couple more High Templars just warping in right now. +2 and Blink still continuing to come by. We'll step forward, the probe's long distancing. Yeah, Prism, Zealots, High Templars continuing through, +2 attack as a part of this, and the Zealots now looking to charge in from this right-hand side. They're going to start getting into position here, just going to see these few probes. Going to be immediately in some trouble. Immortals on the left side going to push back. 5 workers, 6 workers going down. Cristiana able to find some value, if nothing else then, for the moment. These units just gather up. Zealot, Stalker, Immortal. A couple of the Archons obviously getting mixed in, going to be important as well. And those being brought about right now. These Zealots en masse. Heading down to the bottom right hand side. We got the Prism. Going to set up right on the edge as well. It's just going to get that in place for the moment. And a couple more units as well. +2 attack finishing shortly. 8-9 workers already going down. A lot of damage being dealt. These extra Zealots trying to come through. The recall coming down. Immortal Stalker going to be there to push that back and see the rest of this continue to settle in currently. There's a lot of workers going down. 11 workers killed. Shameless has cleaned up a lot of units that are obviously doing this damage, though. And still, when you look at the unit count here, I still look at Shameless and I'm like, okay, well, he's still got 4 mortals over the opponent. The Archons are similar. He's also just got a crap ton more Zealots. And now as these Stalkers go down, I feel like Cristiana is just losing kind of the units that are merely meant to kind of back him up over the course of this game. I feel like he's losing a lot of the control, which he needs to be maintaining if he truly wants to have a proper shot at kind of making things happen throughout this. So guess we will see how many gathers back up together again. A couple more Archons coming through. Zealots and the +3 attack upgrade going to be a part of that as well. So again, we just get going as much as possible. The extra Archons, though, and Shameless's army in general just looking great. I'm not sure if we break through this. Cristiana, if Shameless pushes you right now, do you have an answer to this? Like I said, there's a lot of Zealots. There's a lot of Archons in Cristiana, and that is the one thing that gives me hope, and it may be defending against this currently. Stalker's taking damage. A couple batteries continue to go down. Now the units are looking to try and run forward right off the bat. Pushing through a tiny bit further. The M+3 attack. The Zealots continue to build by. You're going to be seeing, I mean, you just don't want to push into position, but you let Cristiana attack into you. Did you Cristiana's going to have is he's so Archon heavy that some of those Archons are just not going to join the fray, so they're going to be missing a lot of shots as well. And Cristiana just doesn't have enough. Like I say, the value of that army from Shameless just coming through and looking good. It was only really, like I say, the amount of Archons from Cristiana that looked good, but that just didn't make up for everything else that was kind of lacking. As we do get recalled. That was a pretty kind of back and forth aggressive game. Going to be going to Winter Madness here. Game 3 in a couple of moments. Ready to go. Beautiful stuff. Alrighty, Winter Madness map number 3. It's tied up 1-1 here between Cristiana and Shameless. One player will get to advance on through, the other eliminated here in the top. What did we say this part was? Top 12, I think it is, of the competition. So, put this ready to roll. This off in a few moments. Top left is going to be our blue Protoss player. This is going to be Cristiana. Taking on Shameless, our red Protoss in the bottom right corner. Winter Madness for map 3. How will we continue? How is this going to go? These are the questions we ask. We get set up and ready to rumble. Here on this one. Probes Islands building through initially. Going to get those as a starting point as the gateway comes down. Again, that chrono boost on the next is already coming about. Probe is going to begin to make a move toward the upper left side of the map initially. Probe comes over for the wander. It's coming down, assimilators coming up. Oh, that just coming through, as you can see, and take a couple of moments as the probe will do some nibbling. For now, getting that damage done. Probe going back around the other way. Cybercore coming about. Gateway continues to get into position here. It's going to be seeing the gateway and the Cybercore all building up. Probe still building through. Probe going to nibble for a little bit of extra damage. Just a few shots coming through right there. Start to turn around and go the other way. Again, gates in the Cybercore building through as well. Two Adepts plus Warp Gate. Building through for the moment, so again, we get that on the way. There's a pile in the top right from Cristiana. Shameless scouts around this bottom left-hand side, so scouting heavily. Say Cristiana built a pile on there, but he sent his probe down the other side of the map afterward anyway, so not really actually going to do much of anything with that. Just a pylon that kind of throws your opponent into maybe having to consider the possibility of a proxy and possible aggression and so on. Just trying to kind of get ahead on that one. And like I say, try and throw your opponent's kind of game plan off a little bit, trying to get in their head a little early on. Those things can always be very effective, as this probe will patrol, still hunting. And Shameless trying to make sure he covers every inch of Fog of War. At this point, he does not want to see. Well, he does not want to miss seeing everything that's possibly happening here. He's set on up for the moment. Stalker, Warp Gate coming about, Stalker Oracle coming through, Warp Gate building. See the probe gonna get a pylon down over here as well. The Warp Gate's still coming through, the Nexus coming online. Gonna get a lot of this on the go as the Oracle comes back over for a few moments. And yeah, we just get settled down for a moment or two. Nexus coming about, Twilight Council and the battery coming into play. Your Adepts still chasing themselves down to the bottom. They're going to keep moving over there as well. A couple Stalkers also gathering back around over these next few moments. Stalker Sentry together. In general, just looking for this push. And some Adepts thinking about what to do, but they'll cancel that shade. We have a battery finishing, so I don't think Shameless is going to be any kind of serious trouble here super early on. I think this is going to be pretty fine for him. Don't think we're going to be in any trouble at all. Just a couple Stalkers come back to the other side, and again, we just do some poking. One Stalker already taking a couple nips of damage for the moment. Fossils come down. We do see the Sentry already going down. The Stalker Sentry gathering up. Twilight Council coming into play. The couple probes continue to come through there as well. Yeah, again, nice force fields when we try and get some trades off, but two Stalkers in a depth for a Sentry, two Sentries and a Stalker. Yeah, we get one Stalker back. But yeah, the second Sentry went down, so it's expensive for both, really. Like, both players are taking losses here, and realistically, both of them are going to be, yeah, kind of okay with it, but kind of and just kind of get on and not have to worry about each other for the next few moments. Oracle flies over to the right. We do have Dark Shrine building up. The gateway coming through. The blink is on the way. Just have ourselves the Nexus and the extra probes building as well. Dark Shrine still halfway through. Gateway coming up. The Oracle into the middle of the map right now as well. Parts facility from Cristiana sets up. We do see the Oracle there. Step over, drops a Revelation down. A few Stalkers and the Sentry getting caught in that as well. Well, DT is still building by. Oracle's going to sit there. The Stalkers step over to that Oracle, and there is that Stasis Wolf coming down to help protect them if they want to try and poke in. Shameless is going to be on 10 army supply deficit here, but obviously he's relying on the DTs to cause trouble and issues for Cristiana. Now, Cristiana has a Robo, but he does not have an Observer. It's on the way, though. That's going to pop out, and it's right at the front. Cristiana could not be prepared at a better time to deal with these DTs. That's going to be a disaster for Shameless. And with the DTs dealt with, we might even be able to just fully focus over on these other units. It's definitely less than ideal, suboptimal scenario for Shameless, because he did not get the value out of this that he was looking for in the slightest. So he does not succeed there at all. Two Stalkers still building up. +1 attacks coming through. Charge. Gateways. A lot of that building by the Stalkers of Cristiana in the center. Move around a little bit as well. 58 to 62 workers right now. 33 army supply apiece. And then charging +1 coming up, the extra gates coming by. Let's be seeing the extra gates all coming through there, and the Stalkers just poking in the bottom. A few of the Stalkers get pushed back to the other side. Stalkers chasing, I'm just going to be seeing the, again, a little bit of a push up onto this for now. I mean, 3 workers go down the other side as the Adepts get through Cristiana. I feel like Cristiana's been a little bit better with kind of counterattacking and putting himself in some better positions to make things kind of happen over the course of this. You see that Temple Archives coming about, a couple of gates coming online. Stalkers will come on through, heading over that right side for a moment or so. The Oracle in the right away, so Cristiana going to take that down. Then just a pylon, he just backs off, so he's not going to get greedy. Just going to take a little bit if that's all he's given. And we'll just kind of work from there as the Stalkers relocate. For now. So again, we move that about. The sentry's coming over. Stalkers still settling for these next few moments as we look to make this next push. Come across and into play right now. Just going to see the Stalkers, the sentries coming through. We've seen the cannon going down. Cristiana going to drop a force field to make this an even choke get position for his opponent. He'll also have Zealots to try and tank some of the damage, but he's just going to hold position back for now. Looking to get the Nexus, and with the force fields placed, I mean, he's going to have a very good shot of it. We're going to blink in. So he just blinked into the Zealots, and obviously the Stalker's doing a lot too. Shameless obviously feels the need and the pressure to hold this base, but it ain't going to happen, and Cristiana going to establish the 2-1 lead. In the best of 5, looking to knock Shameless down for the second time in this tournament. Alright, Tidal Citadel will be our map 4 then, and we go straight to 4th map of this series with Cristiana on match point. 1 game away from taking this down. Alright, match point. Let's see what we do. Cristiana with the 2-1 lead. Will we see another 5-game series between them, or will Cristiana just again say no and just knock Shameless down? Kind of rough for Shameless, man. You lose twice in the tournament to the same guy both times. It's unfortunate, but when bracket works like this, I mean, it's such a big bracket. Eventually, if you keep on winning, you will have to play the same guy twice. Or it's likely you have to play the same guy twice if you both keep winning and you both stay in it. In the bottom right, Cristiana will be the blue Protoss, taking on Shameless in the top left, the red Protoss. Balance coming up, probes coming through. Let's set up here as the gateway comes around. Gateway on both sides of the map coming up for the moment. And a couple gates on the high ground, the simulator coming over, and you have the probes reducing just for the moment. Heading up the right, probe coming down, Cybercore on the gate getting settled. This pile on the left just gets set up, so again, Cybercore Gateway. A little bit of everything coming through for the moment. Got a lot of that on the way. This proxy pylon obviously suggests that we're going to have some feistiness at the start of this game. Cristiana builds the pylon just in the top right corner again, but yeah, Shameless says, I truly want to use my pylon as a proxy. I am absolutely going to make use of this. Robo goes down middle of the map. I'm going to see the Sentry nibbling at the probe. The Sentry and the Stalker just gather around for a couple moments, so again we take a few moments. Again, Warp Gate, Stalkers, Robo Facility coming online. We do have the Hallucination just going to pop up. It's going to make its play off to the other side as well. Robo is going to start building the Prism. So right now, Cristiana does not know about the Robo. We will start to see a little bit more of this situation in the next few moments, though, so we'll see how that goes. Next is coming up, battery on the way. And obviously, most importantly, this Prism going to be popping shortly. So it's going to be on 2 gates at the moment. We're going to go straight to the Immortal after the Prism. Stalkers gather. See this Prism just going to come down this right-hand side. It's just already on a little bit of a move over in that direction. Prism getting set up, looking to get into the main. And Immortal Sentry Warp Gate coming up as well. Stalker step through. A couple of throws going to get jumped on. Stalker Sentry coming back in return. Going to try and chase away from that. The Prism has to load up, and we do have to back away on that one for the moment. Clean up just for a couple seconds. Stalkers and the Sentries gathering. 5 workers going down. Not bad at all as the Gateway and the Immortal continue to build. Pylon coming through as well. Immortal Stalkers just coming straight through. A couple of Stalkers already take damage. Shameless is going to back away. Not going to find too much just yet. Defense good so far from Cristiana. Now has his own Immortal out. Forces come down. Stalker already just taking some damage. A couple of Depths going to have to lift off and pull away. On this upper side, just going to see the Prism coming around as well. A couple of Mortals here going to get jumped on. I see the Stalker still taking some damage. We are just going to see the Mortal shots firing through, and defense still, for the moment at least, just being made right now. A couple of Depths will shade by. Just going to shade them up into the main base already. Trying to get through here. The Stalker's going to be there. The Adepts are going to take a bunch of damage already, so they're going to take hits as well. Force fields, and the Adepts do get pushed away off to that right-hand side. It's just getting shoved out of there. Just trying to unload back to the high ground here. Actually gets a force field on the ramp. It's a very good force field. We could recall into the main base. As right now we're elevating everything up here, so it kind of feels like you got to respond to this. If you do not respond to this, where are we really going to end up? I mean, in trouble. Prism Nelly went down, but not quite heavily enough, and now units do start to kind of slip through, but you can let a few units in and then force field again. Maybe I don't love the fact we let all 3 Immortals in, because maybe fighting those separately would have been nice. A little messy. We're trying to target fire down certain Immortals. We do save one here. There's a new Immortal in low ground from Shameless. His supply overall is looking good though. 57 to the 36. Looks as though he's probably going to get this done. GG, says Cristiana. I'm going to go to a game 5 for the second time in this OSC event. between Shameless and Cristiana. It's going to go to the deciding map once again. Can Shameless find victory this time, or will Cristiana repeat? Is our question. Let's get this ready to go. Wardy, now that EWC is dead, how does it feel that all Wardy events are the de facto tier S events for SC2? Not great, mate. I never wanted my events to be the S tier events for StarCraft 2 because that's not what we do. We run a lot of, we do a lot of just smaller stuff and stuff that's focused on kind of filling the gaps. We're not meant to be the thing. Like, we're meant to fill the gaps, not, be the thing that there's gaps between, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I don't love it, to be honest. I do not love it. Oop. As we head into on the bottom right side. Our Blue Pros player here is Cristiana. That said, I do still think there's going to be bigger events. I know there's not EWC, and right now there's no signs of a circuit, but I don't know. I feel like SC2 is too popular for it to have nothing. And don't get me wrong, like, it might not be the size of EWC or anything, but like, I feel like it's too popular not to do anything with. Someone's gonna want to do something. I really do believe. But we will see. Most important thing is we just enjoy what we can. I'm gonna obviously keep on running what I can, and we have a lot of community stuff, so that part at least is not a problem. Pile on the bottom side, just going to get set up for a little bit of aggression over here initially. Slab core gateway coming about here just for now then. And what are we going to build here as Cristiana in these next couple moments? We're going to build a Stargate. That's definitely one way to mix it up here in this final game of the series, Game 5. It'll be our last game of the day as well, obviously, guys. Appreciate you all tuning in, dropping by and hanging out with us. If you obviously have enjoyed, don't forget you can catch us again tomorrow for more OSC action as well. It's going to be OSC Championship tomorrow and Thursday. Then I'm away Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm taking a couple days off to go play in a Pokemon tournament. Probably get my ass beat and probably go 0-3 drop and go sulk my room. But we'll try not let that happen. We'll try. Maybe this is the one, guys. Maybe this is the one we have to run at. You never know. Stalker gonna poke the hallucination for a few moments here. Sentry Stalker coming up. The warp gate about halfway done. Our Nexus well over halfway done. There's our battery coming through as well, so we keep that going. See what this Oracle can do as it pops down and starts to move immediately. So quick play from Cristiana here from the Oracle, getting that straight across to the other side. How did the Chinese event go? I think the Chinese event went very well. I'd be surprised if there wasn't more stuff out of China. But I do think there's a very real case where, like, China, if a lot of players retire because there's no circuit, then China just doesn't do stuff because the players are gone. But, I mean, there's just too much up in the air to really know how it's going to play out right now. Like, trying to predict these things are hard, man. Just like trying to predict an Oracle from a proxy Stargate you don't know about is hard, and that is why Shameless loses 7 workers right off the bat. Game 5, not the start he wanted. Now double Oracle going to fly back in, and it's going to be good for at least a few more probes. 2, 3, 4. And, that should have been 4 much more easily, but it gets 5, 6, 7. Going to commit one of the Oracles to death to get all the way up to 10 workers. I mean, man, 10 worker kills Well, Shameless is down by 15 now, and he's not doing anything to really kind of bounce back in this game. So that's going to be the issue. There's nothing happening here where it's going to be like, okay, well, now I'm just going to do this or something. It's like, no, you're not going to do anything right now. Your position is not going to allow you to. So that part is going to be, this part is going to become very difficult, actually. Hallucination right down to that bottom right side. Blink. Chrono boosted on the Twilight Council. The extra Stalker warping in here for Cristiana. Hallucination will fall. Another Stalker warping in. 2 more gateways continue to produce. Oracle continue coming about as well. Sentry Stalker still gathering in. Gateways building. Stargate in the bottom left side. Hallucination taking a flight out to the bottom right as well. Gonna have a look to see what it can do as it gets straight across and, like I say, into some position to see what exactly might happen. The few Stalker's going to be there, Hallucination going down, Stalker still gathering up. Persal just taking a third base. Shameless just again playing from an absolutely horrific economy because of everything that happened thus far, and now you just got to try and figure a way out of that. It's just really not looking pretty, man. Like, not really much else to say in this regard apart from just Shameless is in a horrible spot. Has been from the very early stage of this. Stalker's coming through. They're going to get some damage done already as well. Stalker's move about. Stalker's going to fight. There's going to be seeing a little bit of a fight breaking out. I mean, this is where Cristiana's already looking to take advantage of the fact that he just has more stuff available right away. You can see the Stalker's flying, a few other Stalkers taking some damage, and we will see more Stalkers showing up already to kind of keep the damage going. Stalkers will come from Shameless and try and find a defense right now. See what we can do is we just have the Nexus. I mean, could have been cancelled there. Probably still can go for the cancel on it if you would like. And a few more kills, a little bit more being dealt. Stalker's still going to push through. Those couple Stalkers still taking big damage once again. Shots coming through. Robo Facility in the gateways. Producing up. Shameless is going to say GG. This game got decided on the Oracles, and that will be our series. Cristiana will advance with a second win of the tournament over Shameless. That is going to do it for him. Move on through to that next round, guys. GG's. GGGG's. Alright. So I'm just having a look at things. So let's show you guys where we're at for the rest of the event. I'm just going to bring this up on the computer because I can't find the other link right now. So this is where we stand after 7 days of the championship bracket and 2 days left to play. We are here. We're all the way over here. So Cristiana advances. He will play the loser of Clem and Cure. So Clem and Cure. So let's start up here. Clem and Cure. The winner plays Björn. The loser plays Cristiana. The Björn versus Clem or Cure. The winner will play Hero. And the loser will play Solar. Obviously, the winner of this Cristiana Clem or Cure match plays Showtime. And then we have either Hero, Björn, Clem, or Cure dropping down here for the winner of that. Meanwhile, MaxPax is here to play Solar, Björn, Clem, or Cure as well. And then lower bracket semis, Classic in the upper bracket finals, all continuing through from there. So that's what the bracket looks like with 2 days left to play. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hang on, I've lost track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 matches left. So 12 matches left over the next 2 days. Like I said, it's going to be some longer streams. And we'll be back at the same time as we started today, but tomorrow for all of that. Guys, if you enjoyed once again on the YouTube, you can like and subscribe. So make sure you do that over on the YouTube channel. Help us move towards 50,000 YouTube subscribers because we're continuing to do that as we speak. That's definitely one of our first goals for this year. And then also you can check out the Patreon page if you want to support WardiTV events and stuff as well. Patreon.com/WardiTV. Oh, I want to move this one. Hang on. I want that one to be in the same place as the other one. Oh no, I'm not gonna. Can I move it with the... And sometimes I swear OBS is like the most awkward thing for like picking up and moving things. It's like why would you not let me just click what I want to click? You know? Let's try this again. I think I know why it's doing it though. Now. There we go. There we go. There we go. Alright. Well, once I got those set up once, I don't need to set them up again, so. Alright. So that's it for us today, guys. There'll be a YouTube upload in a couple of hours if you want to watch that. It's going to be Clan Classic Day. We're uploading the games from the All-Star matches. I thought it'd be smart to upload them quickly, but apparently it's not how my YouTube channel works anymore, so maybe my YouTube channel is actually better being behind on schedule than trying to be up to date on schedule, as stupid as that is. So, yeah, but yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll be back tomorrow for more StarCraft 2. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Set ads on the outro. I'll send you guys over to someone on Twitch, and I'll see you guys next time. The Real Bell, WardiTV Technology. Man, it's so sad. Like, I genuinely feel like I'm becoming worse with technology at this point. It's rough, you know? Like, it's actually rough. I feel like it's genuinely happening. Ugh. Ugh. Alright, guys. Appreciate you. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hope you have a great rest of your day, guys. Thank you for the stream. No, thank you for watching. Appreciate you. Bye.